All right, it was 2 weeks ago. I will offer advantage on the initiative check to start this fight off if someone wants to give us a recap. I subtract 1 from your initiative every time you get a fact wrong.
Oh.
Who would like to take that gamble?
I'll do it.
All right, Vel says, I'll do it. What did we do 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago,
Roll the
we began by actually having our meeting proper with the true and only Captain Colt Honeycutt.
It's a shame that jackass that played stole his identity.
Apparently that guy was named Lem. And he was a real asshole, but you know.
Lieutenant Lemmy. No, bad guy.
So before heading out, we decided to go and recruit a highly beneficial friend, being Buddy, who graces our new companions table right there, offering him a chance to get out of Dodge and pay him fairly decent wage for, honestly, that not much we're probably going to ask of him, but it turned out later he was extremely useful. We headed off, got a little bit of chat time with the captain, bit of understanding of his connections to the cult that we know, but still questions unanswered. And saw a pillar of smoke coming from the south around the Hollow Hills as we were on our way downriver towards Fort Osen. And this being Bucky's homeland, we thought it was imperative to go check out why the barbecue was going on. At the barbecue, we found some fine lizard folk had some satyr on a stick, and a lot of other dead people sacrificed for some sort of ritual to empower them to go and take sap from the elder oak to return and heal some of their leaders who are sick. Of course, without Bartholomew, we wouldn't have been able to even have a conversation with these lizard folk, so immediately paying dividends our sad elf is. Conversation broke down as we had no answers to their problems aside from leave or we will ruin your day, and I think most of us left it up to Bucky how he would handle it, considering it is his homeland. And, well, they didn't take leave very well. And now we're going to ruin their day, or they're going to ruin ours.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the long and short of it. Okay. You have advantage on your initiative check. I will not detriment your dice roll by any amount. That seems pretty on the level. Shame on me, I forgot to do the clap so that YouTube could get that nice easy cut when I have to go edit this video later. So, hello future me, suck it. That'll be fun. So yes, the group has traveled far. The group has investigated a instance far and away from their normal progression and following their story to Fort Osen to reach a kind of southern tip to the steam fields and better understand what comes next for them. After meeting with the Merchant of Death, they have a number of new and informed opinions upon the world events and things that have been occurring throughout the Steamlands, and they seek now the guidance from a contact provided to them who is currently residing in Fort Osen. But this small little detour has proven fruitful, and a result of, once again, I'm going to lean in here, a result of viewers like you. So yeah, figure that one out, if you will. You could have just let them rate it, but no one wanted to pass that. Jerks. Lizard people are sick and dying. Each and every one of you in chat. I blame you, all 4 of you. So yeah, there's how that goes. So I don't think I have too much else to say. I think we're pretty sure what's going on. We're pretty sure what's happening. We have some hissing going on. I did give the stats, the glorious, amazing, swole boy stats to Bartholomew. I believe I gave them to JJ. JJ, do you want to inform chat of Bartholomew's amazing stats. He has some of, I would say he has tremendous stats, maybe the best stats ever.
God.
So I have put in his ASI,
Oh, okay.
but his current stats are Strength 13, Con 6, Dex 8, Int 12, Wiz 15, and Charisma 16.
Overall, not bad. I think that's pretty good. It's a pretty good little array of stats, if you will, for a diplomat who has the mightiest of 12 hit points, some of the best hit points of all time. But don't worry about it. It's not like he's about to get into a fight with a bunch of swamp gator. Oh wait, yes he is. Okay, great. So with that, we find ourselves in the swamplands. 15 gators left in this community. Our weavers chosen the Seekers of Galanti to the north, heralding a fight. Bartholomew at the front, brandishing.
I thought he'd backed off.
Oh, he backed up, but not off.
Oh, okay.
And that is where we are at. So, with that, Seekers of Galanti, roll initiative. We will commence combat. I'll roll mine publicly. You should be able to see if you're watching at home. My roll's on the far left. It should hopefully show up. No, it should not, because you know what? Why would I ever have sized it right? Ever in my freaking life. There you go. There you go. Now you can probably see that. If you zoom in, you can see it. Probably not good for mobile users, but who watches on mobile? I'm so sorry. So yeah.
Kareem, real quick.
Yo.
Does his fate issue also have to do with initiative?
It is every ability check.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep. That is that. And I need one roll here. And I need one more roll here. And I'm good. All right. Let's see here. All right. So, with that, my weaver's chosen. As you beset upon these lizard folk who are suffering, dying, and seeking the sap of the elder oak at the behest of many here, you've rolled initiative. Does anyone have a 20 or higher for their initiative total?
I do.
Uh-oh. Okay, Morgan, what did we get?
22.
And Bucky?
Frick got a 20.
Okay. Anyone have a 15 or higher?
Bucky.
Me.
Okay, Bucky, Vel, and Orville. Okay. So, Bucky, what do we get?
16.
Okay, Orville, what do we get?
15.
Okay. And Vel?
18.
All right. Going first. All right. And that brings us to JJ. What do we get?
JJ got 14, Buddy got 0.
My boy, Buddy. Okay. That is going to be...
Rat Aja also got a 14.
All right. We're gonna put Rat under JJ. We'll do that here. Rat. All right. Is Chunkini making an appearance for this?
He is.
Okay. What is Chunkini's initiative so I can add it?
7.
7. Shockingly, Chunkini still beat somebody. The downside is that person is in your party because he has a 0. All right. So, I believe that is everyone's initiative. If I've missed it after the first round, just let me know. We'll fix it up. But yes, you watch a hissing sound. Buddy relaying to Bucky that no one should have to die for this, and Bucky saying, "Them bitches," I believe is the satyr term for it. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a satyr myself. I only speak for the trees. So with that, Morgan, you hear the violence coming, the hissing snaps of these large reptilian jaws. Many of them now, you can see the folds around their neck kind of become a little bit more enlarged, this kind of predatory pumping up to make themselves seem bigger than they already are. But having heard the conversation, you know, many of them are in decay. Many of them are starving. They have limited resources. Most of their attempts on the Elder Oak have failed thus far, and this is their last desperate attempt, this kind of fleeting bit of hope among their people. It is your turn to snuff that hope out. What do you want to do, Morgan?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Is that one up in front, like the guy we were talking to?
Correct. Let me zoom in real quick. It'll help you out. I want to show all of them. Boop, boop. So yes, the one right here with a red fin, that is the person who has a crab claw for one of their arms. They have like this like almost prosthetic that seems to clip and clap.
Okay. I'm going to back up.
Okay.
I'm not like just like 5 or 10 feet and take a shot.
Okay, you back up. You're gonna shoot through, buddy.
Can I move to the side
Yeah.
and kind of around? Cool.
Okay. Do you want to go left or right?
Let's go left.
Left. Okay. So we'll do like 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, see here. We're here. 5, 10, 15, 20 to there for a clean shot.
Sure, that works.
Okay. Go right for it. Give me an attack roll.
That's a 27 crit.
Yeah. Thank God you don't have sneak attack, but yes, you do hit and crit. Your short bow finds the dead center of its chest, and you hear a crunching sound as the front of its chest is impaled by a short bow arrow. Go ahead and roll damage. Why wouldn't it be a crit? That's how we start these games.
That's an 11.
An 11. You see the arrow dig deep into the front of this lizard folk. A trail of this kind of almost green and reddish blood, kind of this effervescent type of blood that has come from these cold-blooded creatures, trails down the front of them. He hisses in your general direction. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. You hear the hissing sound. You see this individual take action, step forward, and go for you. Would Buddy like to take a free strike?
No,
No.
I don't think he would take a free strike.
Buddy thinks for a moment to reach for the short sword that he was gifted and then goes, good. Go, I'm a diplomat. I'm good. This
sword.
creature runs forward with a long kind of clipping hand and a almost like a swollen piece of wood that it has fashioned into a club. He will take his attacks out on you, Morgan. First with his club. That is a 19 on die for a 24 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. Comes across for you for 7 points of bludgeoning damage. A big crack across the face.
Ouchie.
Mm-hmm. It is then going to roar back and reach out with a snap of its jaws as it attempts to bite you. It will return the crit with one of its own, which is going to be 2d6. So it comes across for 6 points of piercing damage on that crit. And you can feel as it bites into you, you feel it actually slurping a bit from your wound and ripping a bit of your flesh off in the process. You see it start chewing and consuming bits and pieces of you as blood sprays crimson into the air. And finally, it will reach forward with its crab claw and try to hit you with the pincer as it was. And you need to make me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
17.
17. You see it lunge forward and attempt to kind of pincer and grab onto you at the end of its turn, but you manage to deftly kind of move your shoulder at the last moment. You hear the clicking sound of the crab claw pass over you. It hisses as it finishes swallowing the piece of meat that's ripped from you. Frick's turn. I'm assuming I'm going to need, it said an owl, right?
Yes.
Okay. Whoop. Owl. Give me an owl. There is an owl. Gonna need a rat too. There is a rat. We'll put them where they need to go in a second. This one probably over here, and this one too. Okay, cool. Bucky, you have your owl. What do you want to do?
Frick's gonna fly up and do flyby for help action for the next attack. Whoever's making it.
Okay.
On the main lizard guy.
Okay, so you take the help action. You designate a person to gain advantage. Who do you want to give advantage?
Who's next? I think Valathil.
I have no idea. I only have the initiative in front of me. Not my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I'll give it to Velethil.
Give it to
Pretty sure
Velethil.
she's next.
Okie dokie diddly doos. With that, that'll be the end of Frick's turn. Does Frick want to hover over this guy's head or what?
He's gonna move. He's gonna move beyond, past Morgan near that tree stump area.
Okay, no, don't do it. There we go. Okay.
I was muted, but I'm not going to be making an attack.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wizard, I'm all set up.
It is your turn, by the way, Vel, as you have been granted
All right,
advantage
cool.
against this jerkbag.
I know, it's wonderful.
The difficulties of
I'm going to
combat.
use a bonus action to put a spell slot into my arm.
Mm-hmm. Roll for it.
That's the wrong die.
That would
Maybe I'll actually roll a d4.
no, don't roll a d4.
That's a 2.
It's 2,
So
which gives us
that would be the claw again.
the claw. You again focus this this energy, a bit of your very essence, as you reach out with a tether, a taunt, a feeling into the void black darkness through which you have attuned yourself and imbued your missing appendage. And from it is born a long, tenuous, clawed hand that is wretched and dark and clicks and clacks and is now for you to use.
And we will cast Summon Undead and bring Burn onto the field.
I knew I forgot something. Okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. Can I, please? Will it do it? Oh, I gotta move this again. Whoop. Assets, please. There we go. I need a zombie. What do you bring him out? A skeleton, zombie?
Putrid zombie.
Putrid. Zombie, 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 bay. Yeah, let's do a little zombie lord. Why not? It's cute.
And he's gonna go in flanking with Morgan and the big guy.
Boom. You throw this skull out like the most decrepit, creepy Pokeball we've ever seen. Blood begins to spew from itself. A black bolt entrenches out from your form, strikes it true, and like the most deranged Rita Repulsa, your monster grows into the form of this overweight, oodulating mass of a man. And you hear as he now stands there, lumbering and putrid.
My boy Ben. Alright, so
Good old Burn.
I'm going to move in front of Bartholomew.
Okay. Boop, 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 boop.
Aj is on my shoulder right now.
Put your rat on my shoulder. There we go.
And then that will be the end of my turn, and it will be Burn's turn.
Yep. Burn looks over, sees without seeing, knows without knowing, follows your orders because you told him to.
Yep. So he's going to attack the Awful Clawful.
Awful clawful. He gains advantage on this attack.
That will be a 19 to hit.
19 to hit. You see Burn swing true and a big cracking hand against the back of this lizard folk, and it hisses.
Oh! That's 7 damage.
7 damage. Takes it
7 slashing.
to the back. You hear it hiss. Seems rather upset.
Yeah.
Is
That's
that
his
gonna be-
turn.
That's it. Burns' turn. Okay. That is going to be Bucky. Your actual go.
Okay, I'm gonna move back and to the right, I suppose.
Okay.
Hexblade's Curse on main guy,
Sure.
and Eldritch Blast
Sure. Go right ahead.
for 26 to hit.
26 hits.
For 14 damage on that one.
14 damage. Takes it.
Second blast
Pew pew.
for an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
For 9 damage on that one.
9 damage. Takes it to the snout. You hear hissing as the trail of this kind of foresty glow of your arm erupts forward into two bursts of almost druidic but very forceful, angry energy into the sides of this creature. Is that going to be your go?
I'm gonna move my full movement the rest of the way back and to the right.
Like
Ish.
diagonal away from the battlefield?
Just straight right will do.
Okay. How
Yeah.
far are we going? We did 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This like embankment?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Works for me. Do. That is Orville's turn.
All right, Orville is gonna charge the first of the grunt-like lizard folk that's next to Vel and her friend.
Boom, boom.
Her.
Running up on him.
He's gonna scream as he does such, and then try and uppercut this boy.
Orville, you might not want to stand too close to Burn.
You see the undead kind of turn in your direction, and you see this large, kind of gooey-looking zit burst and trail down the front of it, and the stench of it wafts over you like the most enjoyable Magic the Gathering convention you've ever been to.
Yeah, I got PTSD. Don't bring that smell back.
It's been a whole year. We ain't had a PTQ in how long?
Thank God. All right, swinging on this first guy.
All right.
That is an 8 plus 7 to hit 15.
15. You strike true. You see them kind of lift one of these kind of heavy-looking scaled arms, and your fist goes right past, and you manage to hit center mass right into the abdomen. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alrighty. I'm gonna drop Fury the Small on that. So
Wah!
I'm looking at that's a 1. So 10 total damage.
10 total damage. You strike true. You feel something break and pop within this lizard lizard folk. But they stand grumbling and grumpy. There's a large kind of swelling purple bruise forming already.
Can I proc Crusher for a 5-foot knockback?
Yeah, I don't.
No, it's unoccupied.
Oh,
Never mind.
I was like, I don't know how Crusher works. So yeah, sure, do whatever you want.
Unfortunately, it's unoccupied.
Bummer.
Bummer.
Burmer. That's your first attack. You are able to make 2 attacks a turn.
Yeah, we'll just we'll use a bonus action to take the second attack without going flurry of blows here.
Okay, go for it.
That is going to be a 16 to hit.
16 does hit. You find a second hit. You also get it from multi-attack. You don't take a bonus action. You're a level 5 character.
5 now.
You're a monk.
Oh, right.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks. We don't have a lot of combats. I got you. No
We
worries.
hit level 5.
No, it's all right. No, Bucky just gets magical 2 shots, but you guys don't. So, so 16 does hit.
6 points.
6 points. You feel the second hit, bop, right into the side of it. You feel your fist give way, and much like the popping zit on the side of Burn's neck, you feel your fist sink about 3-4 inches deep into the chest of this lizard folk, and you feel something pop, and you realize you've crushed the inside of its abdomen all the way through some very vital organs. It grumbles, growls, and foam rolls out of the front of its mouth before toppling over, seemingly dead.
Oh, okay. Can I move forward diagonally into the fray of things?
There?
In front of Val?
Yeah, that's where I have you.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the other screen with Twitch. With like
No
20
worries.
second delay.
Yeah, I know. I have a delay on Twitch. You can look at Discord for the minute to minute, gumble to gumble. Remember,
So I was
gumble to
actually, I
gumble?
guess I'm gonna flurry of blows on the farthest guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So the bottom right fella.
Sure. Angle in
first
for a punch. Go for it.
22 to hit
22 will hit.
for 8 points.
8 points takes it to the abs. You're just an ab puncher. You hear
Alright,
again a
I'll do
cracking
5.
sound.
And if I did knockback on this,
Sure. You're gonna knock him back into the sharpened spikes.
awesome.
Do they get a save for knockback or no?
Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet back to an unoccupied space, provided it is no more than one size larger than you.
Hell yeah. So go ahead and roll me 2d4, please.
7.
7? Okay. So with that brings him to 15 damage total that he's taken. With that, you watch as this lizard folk moves back. You hear a stabbing sound and a puncture as you hear and you see one of the barricades kind of twist for a moment as they are impaled, their spine rupturing onto the back of this barricade, and blood drains down somewhere all the way in the distance, probably from MMLR 660. You hear whoopsie as the creature is impaled. Very, very, I don't know. There's maybe from a nether realm that sound came from. I have no idea. So yes, that is another unfortunate lizard folk.
Fourth shot on the guy to the right.
Sure,
is
go right
gonna
ahead.
be a 16 to hit
16 does hit.
for 7 points.
7 points, takes it. You hear another like boom, big solid hit. You're feeling as you're hitting them, each moment your fist makes contact, your boot goes up for a kick, you're feeling the gauntness of this. Their bodies are literally digesting themselves, and you're feeling that kind of weakened, brittle state if you've ever gone a long time after being sick. It's been a thing. That's gonna be your turn, right, Orville?
That's it.
Okay, JJ, your go.
JJ is gonna take out her special saber.
The Saber of Sudar.
Yeah, let me roll that real quick.
Mhm.
Okay, 7 rounds. Great.
Okay, so you watch as she pulls this kind of jewel encrusted hilt, and from it the water is drained from her body, the sweat of the day from her hair, from her form, and slowly frozen over as moisture from her body is extracted from this icy blade. What would you like to do?
She is gonna move up to the big boy,
The big boy. Okay.
right next to Morgan,
All right. Boop, 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 boop.
and she will take slash. A 16.
16. You swing with your saber, and you watch as in a flash, using his reaction, the leader of this group lifts up this crab claw and catches the tip of your blade. Is the saber considered to be a magical weapon? Ooh.
I believe so.
All right. He cannot sunder a magical weapon, so you're safe there. But he does catch it and prevent the attack. You're free to make another attack if you'd like. But you watch as this crab claw kind of like twists and turns and starts kind of cracking bits of the ice that form the blade of the Saber of Sudar.
I do not think I can make another attack, so
Oh, okay.
I will.
I never know how the new bards work. I'm always like, Valor Bard, though. Make a bunch of attacks. I don't know.
You know, we
easy to do.
lower.
We lower, though. We learning. Aja the Rat. What would Aja the Rat like to do?
Aja will run over and scramble around the boss guy's feet
Okay,
for the help action,
sure. Giving it to
and
you.
give that to Morgan.
Morgan. Morgan gains the help action advantage on her next attack. That is going to be Aja's turn. You will hear grumbling and cries from the far side of this small little enclosure. You start seeing these creatures move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll move to there. We'll probably double move, actually. So we'll do 5, 10, 15, 20. And then we will move the rest. Oh, come on. I believe in you, game. I believe in you. But sometimes you make me question my choices. They will run up and run through. You see many of them dressed in kind of long flowing robes befitting that of those of worship. They kind of run forward, and you start hearing hissing sounds and the batting of tails. They seem to be confused and concerned. That is going to be their go. Then it will be Chunkini's go. Boom. What would the Chunkini like to do? I think I have a Chunkini token somewhere in here, don't I?
Also, I don't know where he is.
I do not. I do not have a Chunkini token. Why have I not added Chunkini to the party? I'm a terrible monster person. Let's see here. There's Chunkini. Oh, fat shit. There you go, buddy. You know what? Make him a little bigger. There we go. Make sure Chunkini rounds out those corners. So what would Chunkini like to do?
He's gonna move in front of Clawman,
Okay. Boom.
and he's gonna flub, which means he flops down before him.
Okay.
He has to make a DC 9 dex.
DC 9 deck save from a bad guy. Let's do it.
Mhm.
All right. So I rolled a 5. I have a +3 dex. Means I fail. What happens?
He gets 1 bludgeoning damage.
All right. You watch this large, majestic creature. Boom, 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 wow. And then does the thing all cats do when you start petting the back of their spine, which is he just raises his ass way high and then just tilts and flops over. You see a splash of murky water raise up and it lands directly on this lizard folk's toe, which you see and starts hissing intermittently at Chunkini. Chunkini, the first familiar from the spell Find Familiar to ever deal damage in D&D. You, Mercer. All right, anyway. This is Chunkini's turn. I believe that's it for Chunkini. That is going to be the rest of the village's turn. We have 2 people very much dying. We have our persons here. Let's see here. We will... So starting next to Vern is something bad, right?
Oh,
believe-
yeah. So it's start of their turn,
Mhm.
so I would need a Constitution save versus poison.
Versus poison, I think. Yeah. I got a 16.
That will make it.
Okay. Anything for making it, or we're good?
You just aren't poisoned.
I'm just not poisoned. Okay, that works for me. Yeah, we're actually gonna stay where we're at, and we'll try to kill Vern. We're gonna re-kill Vern. So we get Advantivo. Let's do the advantage button down here. Grab one. Is gonna swing with what effectively is just a big old stick on Vern. For a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. Gonna come across for massive damage. 6 points of bludgeoning to burn.
Okay.
And then is going to try and bite the big old guy. So again,
I
at
wouldn't
advantage.
suggest that. That's probably not healthy.
Well, 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, and it's going to come across. The bite is piercing for a d6er. For 6 points of piercing.
The
You
first
see-
one was bludgeoning, right?
Yeah, the first one's bludgeoning.
Okay.
Bludgeoning with the stick and then biting. It bites in, rips back, and pulls like the longest bit of Laffy Taffy a piece out of Burn. It attempts to chew and swallow it, but Burn is not a living creature, is he?
No, he is not.
It spits it out immediately.
How much damage was that?
For 6 piercing. All right.
All right.
This guy up here is gonna ask Orville about his business. Take a big old club swing on Orville. Orville has a 18 to hit.
Lines.
Okay. It's gonna be for 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Boom. Big heavy hit. It'll then try to take a bite at a Crime. Crime being you. For a miraculous 7 to hit.
Gotta do the math on that one. Give me a sec here.
Okay. Take all the time you need. Check your stats. It's okay.
Oh yeah, it's a net.
Oh shit. Okay. So this guy here is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 up to Orville. He's going to take a big old swing-a-ling-a-ding-dong on Orville. First with the club for a 13 to hit. Then with the bite for a 14 to hit.
Still no.
Okay. Moving right along. We're going to do 5, 10, 15, 20 to here. First big club swing. Take a sip of club soda. Big miss. Take a big sip of bite soda. 19 to hit. Brings me to a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's going to give you 5 points of piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Coming right along, it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I think we're going to go for a run because there's a guy who yelled at us. So 30 to here. And then we'll double move. Yeah, 5, 10, 15 to get to there to get into melee. This one here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, double move, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. This one here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We want to make sure that satyr dies. And then we can do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. There we go. That is going to be all of the villagers' attacks, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. All 15 of them. And then finally, Man of the Hour, Tower of Power, Hill Devour, Buddy the Elf. What does Buddy want to do with Buddy's turn? Buddy is shaking, knees touching, clicking together, is gasping as an undead has shown up. A cat is getting involved in the fight. Some dude just got impaled. But you know what? A good thing here is go ahead and make a intelligence saving throw for Buddy. I think that's a good place to start for Buddy's mind right now.
3+.
Buddy stands there, and at the start of Buddy's turn goes, and loses a point of sanity.
I think Buddy would run back behind that stump.
All right. Buddy is going to do 5, 10, 15, 20 to behind the stump. We'll take the defense action, which I'm going to attribute as going all the way down into a squat and cupping his knees and tucking as much like it would be an earthquake, because I think that's about the equivalent. Anything else? I believe that's it for Buddy.
I think that is it for Buddy.
All right. Morgan. Start of round 2.
I should have just given him a dagger. I am going to swing on him with a dagger.
Pulls out a knife, aims for a lizard folk. Go ahead and roll. You have advantage as this individual is currently being flanked.
That sneak attack.
Sniggity snack.
The 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
That is 20 damage.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Your dagger finds the front of this individual's jugular. You tear into the side of it and peel past, and you see a funnel of crimson spray out from their neck. They hiss, and blood begins to fill the entryway of their mouth, yet they are still very much among the land of the living. Anything else for your turn?
Can I also dash to get out of the way?
You can disengage and then move.
I have my cunning action.
Correct. So
Yeah.
you don't want to dash because they'll swing on you.
Yeah.
But you can do it the other way.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You disengage, and where do you want to go? You have 30 foot. 35 foot, I think.
A good question.
It is a good question. That's why I asked it. I only ask the good questions. We only ask good questions here. There's a spot open to your buddy.
Let me go kind of behind Vel.
Okay. So you want to do 5, 10, 15, 20? Or do you want to be directly behind Bell? I can zoom in.
Let's go up one more.
Up one
There you
more?
go. No,
Boop.
yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
And I am cool there.
All right. Big Man Jones is going to be Big Man Jones.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
Don't mind if I do. Let's do it. I got an 8 on dice. That's going to be a 11 total.
He is poisoned.
Poisoned. That seems real bad. Okay. That starts my turn off bad. I'm going
Burn
to...
just over here stinking the room up.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing a club at disadvantage because I'm poisoned now. At Burn. With disadvantage, that is a 9 to hit Burn.
That will miss.
Okay. I'm going to take a bite attack against the cat because it hit me. And it's also literally a furry chicken. At disadvantage for being poisoned. I rolled an 8, so that is a 13 to hit Chunkini.
Can I hit him with a cutting words?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and roll it. We have not determined if it hits or misses yet.
We have our priorities so straight.
I love that cutting words is being used on Chunkini.
Minus
Me
4.
happy. -4, so that brings him to a grand total of 9 to hit Chunkini.
That misses.
He reaches down, and Chunkini goes, and the small little swatting and JJ screaming into this lizard man's ear causes the jaws to snap shut as Chunkini boops the front of this creature's nose. And then finally, it's going to take its pincered claw attack against JJ. We'll go for JJ on that one. So JJ, I need an opposed athletics or acrobatics. Your choice. I have disadvantage because I am poisoned. I have rolled the most miraculous of a 15.
13.
13. You watch this crab claw reach out for you, snip and snap, and manages to grab the upper part of your bicep. You feel it pincer in and begin to dig into your flesh. You take 9 points of piercing, and you are considered to be grappled. Okay? You hear him hiss as this thing locks into place. Frick's turn. Frick the owl. This freaking owl.
He's gonna fly by to give Bucky advantage, and then fly back to where he was.
Okay, does that thing he does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then that is going to be Vel's turn.
Alright, so... Orville, how are you feeling?
I'm doing all right.
Right, good. I'm going to try and deal with our new friends right over there. So I'm going to upcast a magic missile.
Okay.
I'm going to send the 2 forwardmost of
Okay.
the clerics.
Mhm.
I'm going to call them clerics. So 2 for each of them.
Okay. Seems good to me. So go ahead and roll your your magic missile, your D4. Spread this damage around.
First one will get... We'll get 8
8. Okay.
from
Takes
2
it.
bolts.
You hear
The second one will also get 8 from 2 bolts.
boom, boom. You see all 4 of these arcane force missiles detonate into these cloth-wearing lizard folks. They hiss and growl, and you can see the sheen of their scales kind of glistens in pain.
Okay. That is my turn. So
And your
for
turn, Burn. The big boy.
burn,
Welcome to Burn Steakhouse. How you doing?
he's gonna move to be in flanking, and he'll take the opportunity attack.
Okay, so move to be in flanking, take the opportunity attack from this lizard guy.
Hmm.
Lizard guy will snap his jaws at him. Will crit him.
Ooh.
For 2d6s. For max damage, so 14 points of piercing damage to Burn.
Ouch.
And just rips off the upper part of the musculature of his shoulder.
Could have gone better. Luckily, he's still up.
Pierces him like bacon.
So I'm gonna then have Burn make an attack on Mr. Big Stuff.
Okay, JJ, make me a strength saving throw, please.
That one.
Didn't hear you.
Oh, that one.
Nat 1. Oh, great. You see Burn reach forward, and you see this crafty lizard folk panting, turns, pulls JJ to his chest, and then whips around with his tail and flicks JJ towards Burn. Go ahead and make your attack roll against JJ.
Okay. So is it at advantage or?
No, I have to declare this before you roll. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
why I was
you get
curious. I'm
advantage
like, I
for
had
poison
advantage,
creatures.
so.
Yeah, no. That's I have to declare at the moment you designate target before I switch target.
Oh, that's a 24.
JJ, does a
Yeah.
24 hit you? You see Burn with his big undead hand into JJ's face.
That's 11 points of slashing.
Thank you.
Thank you. You see it tear and rend this undead
No,
putrid claw.
bad burn. Bad.
JJ, you.
Burn looks to Vel and gives her the same look every husband gives their wife when they called from the bowling alley saying, "I'll be right there. I'm already on the road," and they were just gonna play another game. So it's the same like. All right. Bucky, your turn.
Bonus action, Misty Step, to where like Morgan is approximately.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sure.
Yep. And then I'm gonna run 35
To
to like straight ahead, like to the left.
5, 10, 15, 20. You get to a tree stump. Do I
Okay.
jump up on top of it?
I'll move around it.
25, 30? 35?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay.
And I should be able to see Beastman from there.
No. You're behind a tree stump?
Oh, it's that big of a tree stump, huh?
You live here. They don't make small trees here.
Shit.
Shit indeed.
I didn't realize it was that big.
You could have asked me.
Any of them that I can see in this situation?
You could take a pot shot downrange at this little cleric lady.
Okay, yep. Take it at advantage here. Let's see.
Bucky, it's at this time. I'll remind you that you have a 19 AC.
No, don't remind him.
I don't have enough hit points to tank.
He's got
25 to hit.
Yes.
You don't need hit points when things can't hit you.
Oh, don't worry about the wizard in your ear. That's not important right now. 25 hits. Roll damage.
11 damage on that first one.
11 damage on the first one?
Mhm.
Okay. You fire off a shot. Your arm trails up like a druidic megabuster. It fires off this bolt of natural energy, and at 11 damage, you hear a cracking sound. It erupts. You see birds in the distance float away. As you look, and there is now the torso of this individual in robes, and their head is nowhere to be found on the back of their neck. It is actually cracked all the way back and is now hanging like the hood end of a hoodie, as it has been severed via the amount of force damage that equals their hit points.
All right. And I can't see the one next to it.
No.
All right.
Unless you want to pop out of cover.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
So last little 5 foot. Boop. Come right up. You can take a shot. They have +2 AC, but I don't think it's going to matter. You have a railgun on your arm, so.
Yep. Let's see. It's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 will hit with the +2.
All right. Let's see. For 12 damage.
Same thing as before, another headshot right in the front of the snout. You hear a cracking sound as this lizard folk's head is snapped all the way back and folded behind them, drops to their knees, and crumples over on the ground.
Dead.
All right. Is that your turn, Bucky?
Yeah.
All right. Orville.
All right, we are very much surrounded here, and we're gonna try and punch our way out of it.
I have but only one move. The roundhouse kick.
We'll start with this fellow to my right.
Okay. Fellow to your right. Go right for it. Has taken damage already.
Cool. So first swing on him.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 7 to hit.
7 to hit. You and do a punch, and you see it just kind of do like a like slap your hand. Slap it. Misses.
All right, we're gonna try and sweep the leg here.
All right, you sweep the leg. Any means possible,
15
Johnny.
to hit.
15 to hit? Hits. You connect with that ankle, the leather of your nice new boots.
This is 7 points.
Buzz, 7 points. He feels the sting of the bee. Oh, I moved him. There we go. And he cracks under pressure. Falls down. Broken ankle, shattered, wheels out in pain before whiting out and passing out from consciousness.
This guy right in front of me is gonna be the next target.
Okay.
We're gonna activate another flurry of blows here.
You dig deep, boom, boom. Hands up. You ready for 2 more attacks? Go for it, Liu Kang.
11 to hit.
11 will miss.
Oh boy.
Strike out. This big club goes up. You hear the cracking of wood.
And then the final blow I'm going to use to heal myself.
All right. You hit your neck with the pressure points.
All
You
right.
release them and go ahead and heal yourself.
Whopping 4 points.
4's better than nothing, man. JJ, your turn. You are considered to be grappled. You just got hit real hard by an undead. And wait, it's worse. I need a con save versus a putrid aura of an undead monster man in front of you that rumors would have you believe may or may not be dead because he cheated on his wife. Little burn backstory for everyone at home.
I wanted the honor of saying I needed a con save.
18.
You're good.
18. You're good. All right.
Would I attempt to get out of this grapple before? Would that be an action?
It is an action to break the grapple. Or attempt to break it, specifically.
Will attempt to break the grapple because she does not want to be.
How long does Burns poison last?
Until the... Let me see here. It's the start of its next turn.
The start of the creature's next turn or the start of Burns' next turn?
The creatures.
Okay, so he's still poisoned, so I still have my disadvantage. Go ahead and you can roll either athletics or acrobatics to escape. He will be rolling athletics to maintain the grapple. I have a magnificent 7.
25.
Okay, that's way higher than 7. You break the wrist, walk away. What do you want to do? That is your action. You break the wrist, you free yourself, your bicep is bleeding, and there's like a chunk of flesh that's been pulled free of it. It looks kind of messy as he kind of a lizard handled you a bit.
We will. She will go ahead and. Oh, this is hard.
It's hard.
She'll take her bonus action and shift.
Okay, shift into your jackalopian heritage.
Actually, no. Can I take that back real quick?
You can take that back.
Okay, yeah, she's not going to shift. She's just going to move around to the other side of the big boy.
5, 10, 15? Or no, it's just 10.
And then she will go ahead and do a healing word on her.
Healing word on yourself? Go ahead and roll it. Mark your hit points. You're good. Aja the rat. Sitting, doing figure eights around this lizard folk's feet.
Yeah, gonna do the help action again for Morgan.
Morgan? Okay. That is going to be our boys in white. Let's see here. We are going to... This is a lot of death everywhere. We're going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. You see them walk up, place their hands upon this incapacitated lizard folk, and you see a small brush of light. I'm not going to roll because I don't think it matters. It really doesn't matter. You see this lizard folk's eyes roll back into its skull. It is on the ground, but it picks itself back up, gasping for air. This one here it will probably matter. Probably not. 5. I can heal the other ones. We don't assume fella's gonna die. That's a loser's mentality. We don't want to get near the scary guy. There's a lot of dead people. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do 5, 10, 15, and we'll take an athletics check in an attempt to unimpale this lizard folk. DC is 10. 19 on die. Spends their turn pulling this horribly mangled and mauled individual free of the spikes that has been impaled upon, and then starts kind of assessing the damage of how dead this guy is. That is their turn. End of their turn. Actually, beginning of their turn should have been. But yeah, either way, fail turn. That is going to be Chunkini's turn. Chunkini does not need to save for poison. Burn does not smell worse than Chunkini's litter box. I will confirm there is nothing on Earth that smells worse than a cat's litter box. So I'm not worried about it. What does Chunkini
Burn
want to
found a friend.
do?
Chunkini is going to go up one space,
Okay.
and then he's going to roll out that guy.
Okay, what do I have to do?
Basically, it's a DC 9 strength saving throw.
Okay, which I have a disadvantage because I am still poisoned. Gets an 11 on dice, so we'll make the save. And then where does Chunkini go?
Just 40 feet.
5,
In
10,
a straight
15,
line.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You see Chunkini roll up like Sonic the Hedgehog and roll. And you think like, wow, this cat's moving fast, but it's really just like each space making its mark as Chunkini rolls around. That is Chunkini's turn. The fighting spirits are going to go. This one here will walk up and attempt to murder Chunkini because Chunkini looks like chicken. Will attack. Will crit Chunkini. Nat 20 on Chunkini. This lizard folk
Wow.
eats Chunkini, swallows him whole, waits for the hit points to come in, and they never do because Chunkini's not a real thing. But it is a real thing. It's weird. So it's 5 foot, 10 foot, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll make its second attack with its club against Morgan. Oonga boonga. For a 6 to hit. I don't think that'll hit. This one here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll take a first swing at advantage against Morgan. That is going to be for a 20 to hit.
But it's
Okay. For the most mighty of 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And then it will take a bite out of your shoulder, or attempt to at least. For a 8, so that is going to be a 12 to hit.
nope.
Okay, big miss. This one here, we'll start moving down in the column line. We'll do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. We'll take a swing on the wizard. Big club swing on the wizard. 16, so that's going to be a 20 to hit.
Hits.
Hits, okay. For a club attack of 5 points of bludgeoning. It then looks at you and goes, delicious. But it doesn't say it in that. It's like a lizard folk thing, so you just hear its tail slap a few times.
Burn's gone.
Oh, Burn's gone?
Yeah, I failed my concentration check.
No, Burn! That's going to be a 19 to hit on the second one.
I'll take it.
You'll take it? Okay. That is going to be for 7 points of piercing damage. You feel the rending in your open exposed shoulder as it tears through the makings of your dress. This one here, marching forward, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 will not get there. And will stand there looking menacingly. Actually, it'll double move. Let's go for somebody. Who can we go for? Double move will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And we'll get ready to kill Buddy. Now we'll go for the hit squad. Hit squad guy number 1. Swinging a club on Orville. Ready? Orville. Nat 1. His club breaks in his hand, and he looks at it and goes, realizing he had used it to block one of your attacks earlier, it cracks and shatters as he swings it through the air. We'll take a bite attack on you, though. For a 13 to hit.
AC 16.
Snaps. You just uppercut him. Get out of the way. This one here, swinging their club. Natural 1. Their club shatters in their hand again. You're realizing these are not really great weapons. They're pretty much pieces of wood they already harvested out of these trees. Real bad stuff. Gonna take a bite at a crime, though. Is not gonna do that with a 6, though. I don't think a 6 hits your AC. We've established that. Moving on. This guy, if I roll a third nat 1, I'm gonna tell you now before I roll it, he will have a heart attack. I'm just gonna give him a heart attack. That's it.
Was that last guy like swinging at me and then trying to bite at the same time?
He's like, ah, and just like wallops the air and breaks it, and you see the snap come in afterwards. This guy here, ready? Not a nat 1, a 19, 23 to hit.
I have been bonked.
You have been bonked with the club. The club will decide your fate for 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Womp. And then a bite attack from him as well. For an 18 to hit, which I believe will hit.
Indeed, it does.
For 5 points of piercing.
Good.
Okay. And our final contender could have been somebody, could have been a contender. 17 on the die will be a 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
For 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Bonk.
Looking good.
Okay. And finally, the last bite. 19 on die. The dice are rolling hot. Gonna come across for 6 points of piercing.
Still standing.
Ooh, good tanking. So yeah, that is all of our fighters. Brings us back around to Buddy. Is crouched down, like not prone, but hugging his knees, and you hear the and he kind of looks over and he can see this tall lizard folk individual with a big heavy club staring him down. Being that this was one of the goons who was in their own village, they do not know that Buddy is technically a nice person. They're just assuming Buddy's a bad guy.
I would assume that he would scream and then clumsily jab out,
Okay.
surprised by this man.
Okay. He draws the sword, looks at it. The sheath is still on the sword. Unsheaths the sword a second time and goes, "Ah!" and just reaches, like does one of these. There's not a lot of pointing. It's just a lot of like moving the sword around.
You've got this, buddy.
It's 11.
11. Buddy does this, and the lizard folk looks very confused at what's happening and has no idea what's going on with Buddy. The sword is like an inch away from the lizard folk's face and just doing a lot of this.
I assume he would still be kind of like on the ground too.
Yeah, oh, he's like kneeling doing this. Not fully prone, but like
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's about as useful as I think he would be.
Okay. That is going to be Morgan. Start of round 3.
Okay. Well, I am going to aim
Okay.
at big dude Mr. Claw.
Mr. Clow. Do you have sharpshooter?
I do not.
Okay, so it's a straight roll. You don't get advantage. With
Yeah.
aim, it grants advantage. Your melee. Okay, just so we're clear. Straight roll, go ahead.
If you don't want to use your bonus action for advantage, you already had it from Aja.
Also true. So straight roll no matter what you do.
So it's a 26.
Yeah, okay. Good. Yep. That hits. Sinks an arrow.
Let me get my dump truck of dice. That is that's 19 damage.
19 damage. You see it trail into this individual, begin pounding and breaking. Also thundering. If we go off the air, we'll try to get back on as quickly as possible. It is storming in Florida because whatever. But it's Florida. It'll be done in like half an hour. So the arrow sinks in. JJ, you watch this arrow from the short bow fired off. Hails forward, impales into the side of this lizard folk's head, and sinks about 3 full inches into the side of its skull. Its eyes roll back. One of them immediately pops and blood shots, kind of trailing down the front of its face, and it hisses and stands there and twitches and continues to kind of look and lurk in your general direction, seemingly unfazed. Anything else for your turn, Morgan?
I'm going to move to the right.
Okay.
Do I need to disengage or do I need to dash? Doesn't matter.
If you want to run away from them, you need to disengage.
Okay.
Or they're
So
gonna
we'll
swing when you-
disengage. Can I still use my opportunity attack for that?
You can use your cunning action for that. Opportunity attack is on the end of your turn. So yeah, you take your cunning action. So you do your bonus action to disengage. You have your move. You have your 30-foot move. Where you want to go?
I'm gonna go to the right, but it was just a reaction for when they leave my area.
Oh, so it's when they willingly do it, not when you move away from them. Yeah, if they move away from you, you're good. If you move away from them, that's your own business. So you take the bow.
Yeah, I didn't.
You swing it around overhead, and then you move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 into the muck.
Yep.
Okay. Works for me. That is going to be Big Dude's turn. JJ, you look at this individual. There is an arrow stuck clear through to the side of its head. It's groaning and grumbling and hissing. Blood is pooling out from the large gash in its throat. Its eye is all tangled and mangled. It is going to roar out as best it can, and it is going to wrench forward with a bite attack against you. It's not poisoned anymore, is it?
No, that ended now.
Okay, so it gets advantage as it attempts to do a death roll. So it's going to swing at you.
Can I cutting words this?
You certainly can. It has currently a 17. Go ahead and roll.
-6.
-6.
So my AC is 15.
Okay, so with a -6, it gets an 11. You watch as it roars out, dropping its club, and lunges for you in a death grasp. You sidestep out of the way of it. You see it march past you 5, 10, 15 feet, and then drops prone and begins to bleed out next to Buddy, who is now having a crisis of faith as this massive gator-type person slumps to the ground, hisses on the ground, and then seems to twitch and go inert as they're now bleeding out.
Okay.
That is Boyo's turn. Frick's turn.
Frick is going to give Orville advantage on his next attack.
Sure. You have to pick a target.
On the one that's like diagonal and to the left of him. That's
Okay.
still
We'll put it here. And
Yep.
then it'll fly back. And so I'll just leave the
Yep.
token there so we know which one we marked.
all right. And then he's going. That's his turn. Yeah.
That's his turn. Vel's turn.
Would a 15-foot cone from where I am right now be able to hit the lizard folk to the right and the cleric and the other lizard folk there?
If
Would that hit
you
the three of them?
shot a 15-foot cone right here. That's a good question. So if you shot a 15-foot cone, it would originate from here, go out 3 squares, and then it would go out 3 squares. That would be your 15-foot cone.
Okay. I'm gonna upcast Dragon's Breath on myself.
Okay, seems cool.
We'll do acid because
Acid?
I like to melt things. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, cool.
And so that's my bonus action to cast that on me.
Okay.
And then for my action, I will barf.
And again, I might be taking a little liberties here. You cast Dragon's Breath upon yourself. You have these kind of putrid-looking green scales and black scales kind of grow in tandem around your neck. You take a deep breath, this big, heavy, kind of necrotic-looking claw, holding and clutching your abdomen as your gullet fills with dragon fire, and then you expel it in a beautiful 15-foot cone. What do I have to do?
I need a dexterity save.
Dexterity save. All right, guy on the ground. Disadvantage for this man. We're gonna click the disadvantage button. Remember that this time. Rolls for it. Gets a 6 on dice, brings them to a 6. That's it. I'm assuming that fails.
That fails.
The one in robes. Straight roll. 15 on dice.
That makes it.
The one who is standing. Straight roll. 17 on dice.
Makes it.
And then Buddy Holly on the ground. Fails.
Okay.
Was impaled.
So-
Is literally dead. So go ahead and roll damage. And then the ones that made it take half, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good. So 11, 15.
15. So this one here failed, has been dead, cannot be brought back at this point, has taken damage. This one here came back, has returned to Earth once, cannot be brought back a second time via their means. And then 15 points of damage split in half, right?
Yeah, so 7 or
So
8.
8. So again, the one in robes takes 8. The fighter has been wounded, or has not been wounded. Has not. Will take 8. There it is. You see acid coating their form, hissing and cackling, freaking out at this point. Is that going to be your go, Vel?
That's my action and my bonus action.
All right. Bucky, your go.
I'm gonna pop out so I can see.
Boop, boop.
And then gonna be a shatter on the 3 folks below Orville.
Okay. 3 folks. These ones?
But Yeah, I'm gonna do it so that it doesn't hit Orville or anybody in our party. So probably back. It's a 10-foot sphere, so probably back one from the.
So here, and then 10-foot sphere. Right? 10 feet is all the way over here.
Yeah,
there?
it seemed. Yeah.
Okay. Works for me. Then you
And
go what
then
save?
a Constitution save.
Guy on the left gets a 18.
Gonna make it.
Guy in the
We're
middle
looking for a 16.
fails, and guy on the right, nat 20. So the guy in the middle is the only one who fails. Oh, and the clothy. The clothy, 15. So it fails as well.
Fails. All right, so it's gonna be 19 damage for the fails and half of that for the.
All right, let's see here. So this one here, who made it, will take half. Brings them to 10 damage. This one here failed. Dies, but not in the bad way. This one here has already taken damage, even on half. Crumples. This one here failed the save, takes 19, crumples. And that is Bucky's spell. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Run back behind the stump.
Boom, boom, behind the stump. All
Yep.
right. That is going to be Orville, your go. You look, you hear a deafening boom of energy. You watch as 3 of the lizard folk kind of lunge a bit. They fall about 2-3 feet forward and crumple onto the ground. The one that is still on your diagonal right is still standing, hissing. But you can look, and it looks as if its ears are ringing. One of its eyes is rolled back in its socket. Some of its teeth have been blown out of its mouth. It looks rough.
Yeah, we're gonna try and finish that guy off then.
Finish
Uh,
him.
You have advantage from Frick.
Oh, okay. On the first swing.
You have
Yep.
what we might refer to as frickin' advantage.
That is going to be a 17 to hit
17 will hit.
for 10 points of bludgeoning.
10 points. Okay, so again, this guy has 11 hit points. He's taken 10. You reach forward into a knuckle strike into its chest, and you feel the skin give way, the bone break through, and you flick this creature's heart, and it stops beating for a moment, and it collapses immediately as you pull your hand back, blood slick onto the ground and clean from your open hand.
All right. We are going to. Can I do like just a really long leaping flying kick onto the rogue guy? Am I right?
Yeah, 100%.
Combine my movement and attack.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. All right. For my second attack, that will be a 16 to hit.
16 to hit. The attack will fail unless you say, "Here."
Yeah.
Okay, good enough. Good enough. Hits, go ahead and roll damage. Just the rules. I don't like the rules. 10 points. Much like many of these creatures before, after taking damage from this acidic spittle, you lean back into your nice bee boots and you jump forward. You do a straight kind of like flying dragon kick, landing dead center on this creature's snout. You feel the front of their snout and bones snap and break and collapse as you land on their face, and you hear a deafening crunch and a snap of their neck. They are very much dead.
All right.
And at this point, I don't need any of these tokens to say anymore. I have nobody else who can save them. Anything else for your turn, Orville? That was your 2 attacks and 5 foot of your movement.
We're gonna go flurry of blows, heal myself for one of them, and then attack on the person or on the lizard that's diagonal from Vel.
Okay, you walk up.
Yep. Heal for minimum. Fantastic. And then the attack roll is gonna be a 14 to hit.
14 will miss. You see a big swing when it catches against one of its arms. Is that your turn, Orville?
That concludes my turn.
All right, JJ. You stand there, you look behind you, you see a very panicked buddy doing one of these, hand in front of his eyes, afraid to kill anybody.
Can I position JJ
Mhm.
so that she has no one else but her and the 3 guys kind of the one that's close to Orville, the one diagonal to him, and the one behind in a 10-foot radius
I think so.
area.
5, 10, 15, 20. 10-foot radius? Yeah. 1, 2, 1,
Yeah.
2. That's all three of them. Yeah. You're in melee with them, but you can do it.
Yeah, we cast a earth tremor.
Okay. What do I got to do?
I need a deck save, please.
Deck save. Guy in
15.
top left. 5 on die. Fails. Guy in bottom left. 13 on die. Fails. Guy directly beneath you. 2 on dice. Fails. What happens when I fail?
Great, they're gonna take 2d6 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And then are gonna be knocked prone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your 2d6 bludgeoning.
8, please.
8 points of damage. I don't think any of these guys have been injured yet. So 8, 8, 8, 8 all. And I'm going to sit them the other direction now that we don't have to worry about who's live and who's dead. They all get knocked prone. You slam a foot down, boom, big wave of shock wave energy as the ground tears and rumbles. These creatures fall, slap their snouts upon the ground, and hiss. Anything else for your turn, JJ?
Is anyone around me looking particularly pained?
I don't know. All
You're
three of these lizard
going-
folk look they're about to die, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty fucked up.
Does Belithil look alright? Or is she
Oh,
feeling rough?
I'm alright. Just a little scraped up. It's not too bad though.
She screams, "I'm fine!" Orville's covered in bruises, bite marks. He got slapped a couple of times. Someone stole his lunch money earlier. He got thrown in a locker. His hair's wet for some reason. He looks in your direction. You hear, JJ! JJ!
She'll throw oh no, I can't, because I already...
You did Earth Tremor.
Yeah, I did Earth Tremor.
Uh-huh.
Never mind.
Okay, I didn't know if you had any other crazy bullshit, so I wasn't sure.
No.
All right.
Unfortunately, no.
Aja the rat. It's rat. It's fucking rat.
Is it 5, 10, 15, 20? Yeah, okay, so Aja's gonna get up to that lizard folk.
Which one?
The one directly north of it.
5, 10, 15, 20. Gets there.
And we're gonna do the help action
Squeak, 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 squeak,
for
squeak,
Bartholomew.
squeak, 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 squeak. Bartholomew looks and goes, okay. End of Rat's turn. All of those characters are dead. Removed from initiative. Chunkini's turn. Chunkini has been vaporized, unfortunately. Big Bad Fighter Guy. Big Bad Fighter Guy is going to hiss and is going to take a bite attack at the rat. That is going to be for a 12 to hit against Aja.
That hits the rat.
Okay. Will deal damage to the rat and eat it, attempting to salvage any type of hit points or health, and is unable to do so as the rat turns into pixie dust. Then will raise its club mightily and highly and attempt to kill this elf. Will swing with a 13 to hit Bartholomew.
I think that should hit him.
Yeah, he's
I don't
just
know if
wearing
he
a
has
shirt.
any armor.
Yeah, he's just in a shirt. Ooh, no. Whoop. There we go. We'll crack Bartholomew across the head for 8 points of damage. Boom! Big heavy crack right into the side of the temple. You see Buddy, side of his face just erupts into a flurry of blood. This poor elf, this diplomat who is not accustomed to war or fighting, immediately gets broken in hard way for you wrestling fans, and blood streams down the side of his face. He looks like every Ric Flair fight from the 90s. All right, cool.
Don't worry, buddy. It's their culture.
This lizard folk will stand up as half of its movement. It will swing on JJ. That is going to be a club attack on JJ for 19 to hit.
Yep, I'll take it.
Swingling a ding dong for 5 points of damage, bludgeoning.
Okie dokie.
Bite attack against JJ for a crit, 20 damage. Or 20 to hit,
I'll
sorry.
take it.
Not damage. Just be like, for 6 points of piercing damage.
Yep.
It rips off a piece of your fur. You see it chewing, swallowing, and it seems to feel a lot better after eating a bit of you. This guy up here will spend half his movement to stand up. 5, 10, get into the flank. Hiss, crack the club with advantage.
I'm gonna cutting words that again.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
-2.
-2. It has an 18 on dice. -2 is a 16. Plus it's to hit a 4 is a 20 to hit for a club attack that is going to smack JJ in the nose for 6 points of damage.
She falls over. Piece of her ears bitten off. She's done.
All right. That is its club attack. It still has a bite attack. It will bite the shit out of JJ. It is trying to eat. It gets a 5. +4 is a 9 to hit. You see it reach forward and you hear its stomach growling as it then takes in a big bite of the earth and hisses and kind of moves its head around. This one here will stand up. We'll look around. We'll spit a bit of blood onto the ground and swing its club at Orville. That is going to be for an 11 to hit Orville.
Not today.
It will hiss, snap, and attempt to bite at Vel. That is a 10 to hit Vel. Gives it the birds. Gives it the birds. That is their turn. Buddy the elf's turn. Poor Bartholomew.
He has the help action, so I would say he feels some sort of way, and we'll give him a straight roll for the only
Straight
time
roll.
he'll have in his life.
He's feeling it. He clutches the sword in both hands. Just, ah!
6+, that's gonna be a no.
6+. 6+ might get there. Strength of +1. That's 4. No,
That's
only
right, he's
+4.
using-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
he has,
no,
he has
no.
+1 on strength, and then he has 3 for proficiency, so that's +4. So, but no, yeah, a 6 will miss. You see him heft the sword forward. The lizard folk kind of like gets hit, but like it kind of just like taps him. There's like no force behind the blow. He twisted his hips all wrong. There's no weight behind his attack. Clearly a diplomat, not a trained fighter. The lizard folk kind of snatches its jaws back and forth, getting ready to eat Buddy. Morgan, your turn.
Can I have him like kind of fall on his butt backwards while he does that, and try and scooch back away?
Do you want to take a
towards
free strike?
Bucky? No, he'll just fall down.
Okay. He will collapse and go, start pointing. Morgan.
I am going to steady aim, shoot at the guy on the top of JJ.
Okay. You want the guy on top or the guy on top? There you go. Okay.
Mhm.
You draw forward, gain your advantage, fire off an arrow. Not that you ever needed advantage, but now you have it.
That's an 18 to hit.
Yes, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage plus sneak attack because you had advantage on the attack. Because Wizard of the Coast was like, you know what's fun? Rogues. Pew 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 pew.
It's down. I don't get advantage, so I had to steady aim for it.
That's true.
Huh?
Doesn't steady aim give you
Steady
advantage?
aim.
Yeah, steadying gives you
Yeah.
damage.
I said I had to steady aim because he said I didn't need advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is 20 damage.
This goes through this lizard folk in a way I would describe, but we would get taken off the air if I really went into the physics of how magic bullet theory works. Only now I'm using a bow and arrow, and it just tears through this lizard folk worse than you've ever seen. Anything else for your turn, Morgan? That was your bonus action, your movement, because of steady aim, and your action, you're good. Actually, I don't need to ask you that question. Your class told me everything I needed to know about that. Frick's turn. Who are we marking?
Frick's gonna fly up to the one on JJ.
The one on JJ? Boop, boop, marked over here. Flies.
Yep.
Okay. Who are we giving advantage to, Frick?
Bucky.
Okay. Vel, your turn.
So with Buddy on the ground, he wouldn't be providing advantage to flanking, or would he?
He still has a weapon drawn. He's still a hostile creature adjacent. I'll give it to you, yeah.
Alright. I'm going to Misty Step into flanking with Buddy.
Okay. You appear a veil of mist. You see Buddy on the ground, hand over eyes, shaking the sword around.
I'm going
Crying.
to introduce this lizard folk to a Claw of the Wretched.
The Clow.
That is double natural ones.
Oh, wow. So you get close to Buddy. You hear him crying. You raise this maleficent-looking claw up in the air, and you go to swing, and you hear Buddy go, "Oh, Miss Fellow, thank you." And you see Lizardfolk turn just in time, and it completely misses. And you see your claw tear through the front of the ground, and goes, "Oh," and you see the Lizardfolk kind of turn back to Buddy and kind of laugh as if Buddy unintentionally warned this Lizardfolk that this attack was coming. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, you were doing a sneaky thing. Oh, ooh, shit. Drat." Sorry, he wouldn't say shit. He'd say drat. Buddy's a good person, I'm not. Is that your turn, Vel?
Yeah.
Yeah, the curse of Buddy.
Transfers to all high elves.
It does. Bucky, your turn.
I'm gonna move down 4 spaces,
Okay.
and then diagonally 2. So I should be able to see the guy on Buddy.
Yep.
So I'll take my first shot on the one next to JJ.
Okay.
Bonus action Hex on
Sure.
that one.
Okay.
Oop. For 22 to hit.
Hits.
And where's that damage? It's gonna be 13 damage.
13 damage will end this poor lizard folk's life.
And then second one's gonna be on the one attacking Buddy.
Okay.
For 24 to hit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the thing.
And we're gonna have 6 damage on that one.
6 damage. Takes it. Is still alive. Hisses. That is going to be Bucky's turn. Orville, your go.
Can I take a running slide between this fella's legs and
Mhm.
punch him as I put myself between him and JJ?
You cannot because he doesn't have nuts. You can cloaca punch him though.
I'm gonna punch him in the butt vagina.
Punch him in the butt vagina. All right, yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and roll to hit. It's an adult stream.
19 to hit.
19 does hit. Right where the cloaca don't shine.
10 points.
10 points. You feel your fist and just crunch into the pelvis of this lizard folk. This lizard folk had never known the touch of another person until your hand reached right up in there and pulled the Jesus out of him. Crunches instantly and falls down. You see a fall over, and there's a smell in the air that smells smelly, but I'm not going to get too grossed out as people are drinking and eating food, I'm sure. You slide through unimpeded, hoo-ta! And you get mud all in the back of your outfit. You pop up, your kind of slicked back greaser-esque hair kind of flops back. You run your hands through it, clean it off, and you are adjacent to JJ.
I guess I have to pop my bonus action for Flurry of Blows to heal JJ.
Okay.
And then run over and take the second strike of that on the other lizard folk.
Okay, so you pop 4 points of healing into JJ.
5.
Okay, for 5. And then you're going to go attack the other lizard folk?
Yep.
So it's, where were we here? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Come
And
through.
then the final strike. Do I get flanking on that?
No, there is no world in which you get flanking, unfortunately.
Okay. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, you definitely need that flanking. You do crush him.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For 7 points.
7 points. Has been hit, has been struck with 6. That's 12. That is enough. So you walk through, you slide through, boom, end that one's life. Move forward, 5 palm press into JJ. She comes back to the land of the living. You run over, rush. I assume at this point your arms are far back out of your side, full Naruto run because monks. You kick up off the ground into a flip, and you land on the top of this lizard folk's head. You hear a crunching sound, and again, somewhere in a far off land of mushrooms, you hear boop boop, as your jump goes off and crushes this poor little turtleish man, and is crunched into pieces. And at that point, combat is over.
Yay!
You see the last one boom, crumble to the ground, unmoving, twitching, gasping its final death throes of breath. There is carnage splayed out in all directions from you as you see a number of beaten, bludgeoned, and broken individuals that are now laid at your feet. At this point, we're at 8:45, so as we are ending combat, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break. So we'll come back here at 8:55, so we'll have like 9-minute, 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll see what happens to what remains of these lizard folk. See you guys soon. Peace. Hey, look at that. We made it all the way back there and back again. So hi. Hey, everyone. If you're still staying with us after the break, what's up? We heart you. You level 20 characters. Mwah. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for checking us out. Hopefully you're all caught up. This is episode 35, so it'd be a really weird one to start with, but I'm not your parents. You can start with whatever episode you'd like. Pretty cool beans. As always, following the break, just a little bit of like shaking it off, making sure my mic works, all that nonsense. Gives you guys time to hear it. Yeah, good stuff. I think the storm's passed, so hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, I won't run out of power. If we do, we'll finish it. I'll continue the recording just so you guys can do that, and then I'll upload whatever. I thought about that. Actually, it wouldn't work that way. I'm thinking like if I lose power, my internet will go out, and then who cares? Because I'll still be recording. But if I lose power, I can't record. So I'm just don't mind me. Pay no attention to the old man with the beard. He's an idiot and a fool, and will lead you down a path of treachery. So yeah, there's that. So when we went for break, the players, the Seekers of Gulanti, had come to blows with a remaining tribe of lizard folk individuals that were possessed of a purpose to launch an assault past the Hollow Hills to the Elder Oak, cleave the tree down from where it stood, and drain from it this ancient ritualistic sap that they believe could be the cure for what ails their tribe, hailing from what they assume to be the Great Falls near the Valorian Mountains. The group, having been no stranger to fighting, has thusly defeated this tribe 15 strong tribe of lizard folk, and have pummeled them and beaten them into submission, each one of them now lying in their death throes as they do so. In doing such, Seekers of Gulanti, you stand there, heavy breathing, adrenaline slowly wearing off. For some of you coming back to consciousness, you stand, you take stock of the situation, and you see this small contingent of what remains of these lizard folk tribe at your feet, unconscious, many of them beaten or worse. What would you like to do?
JJ is going to stand up somewhat, I guess, with a annoyed kind of posture, and then just check each of the lizard folk and just give them one last stab each.
Okay. So
just to
good.
ensure the ones that are alive are dead and what.
That's fair. Let's do. Are you trained in medicine?
No.
No. Okay.
Just stab all of them.
So yeah. So just roll me a D100 roll, just a general D100. Let's do it that way.
That is a 40.
40?
A 4.
44?
No, just straight 4.
Like 04?
004.
004. Okay.
Yeah.
In the top 4% of creators is what we're doing today. Yeah, easy enough. You walk through, and of the 10 remaining still barely breathing creatures, you take the tip of the saber of Sudar, and you slowly introduce it to the front of their throat. Each one, you feel as they take their last breath, struggling, dying on the ground. Behind your shoulder, you hear... and you manage to feed your dear friend. So you can mark down that you have sustained 10 more souls to feed to good old Vasler.
Lovely.
Bucky would like to chop the claw off the champion.
You walk up to it. It's not so much a chop as it is just like a tuck and screw. You look, and this individual's arm was well gone. And you look, there's this weird kind of like corkscrew design made out of like what appears to be a fishbone that has screwed itself and twisted. And you note that the wrist part actually works as kind of like a drill press. And you slowly work it out from the side of its arm, and you have this crab claw device in your hands now. You can put that you have a crab prosthetic.
Interesting. Damn, I can't eat this? Shit.
You cannot eat it. It's been hollowed. Bartholomew looks around, stands up, looks at Orville. Mr. Judd.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saving my life. And, Miss Velithil, I'm very sorry I ruined your surprise attack with that very scary thing you have there.
It's all right.
Might I be forgiven for not shaking your hand ever?
I wouldn't blame you. Okay. Are you all right?
He, like, knock-kneed, like, shaky, takes the short sword that he was borrowing and just kind of like has like a moment of clarity where he wants to just drop it, but then realizes it's not his property. So then he like walks over and gives it back to the group. So he gives back the borrowed short sword and goes, thank you for, yes, I am, yes, I am good. I am very good. Thank you. I believe the danger has passed, and heroes have succeeded and bested the day. So, yes, I am good. Thank you for your concerns.
Can I just say, while he's handing me back the sword and saying all that, I'm like, can I like loot the bodies?
Oh yeah. You're hunched over and he's like handing the sword back, and you're like, what you got? You dig through each of them. In total, you note a collection of 11 wooden clubs, 3 of which are broken in half. They're like just like splintered pieces of reins. Each of these clubs are like the most delicately way to say that they're clubs. Like you not even sure they're worth anything. Most of them are like pieces of like water soaked wood that has been dried out and made into like kind of a hitting stick. You go through the rest of them. Many of them have like small effigies or trophies upon them. Looking them over, you find a collection of bird feathers, teeth. A few of them collect like various small like squirrel skulls and like other things they manage to forage or treat. None of them have food on them for the most part. And any of the warriors are again kind of all wearing these kind of almost like necklace, like fetish trophies that show like a number of their landmark kills. Among them, you do find one of them has a curved and crooked horn wrapped around their necklace. It appears to be a natural horn. Are you trained in nature?
I am not.
You're not? You look it over and you're not quite sure. It's pretty small. It's only about like yay big. You know, maybe 5 inches at most. But it is like this kind of like twisty looking, natural looking horn. And that's pretty much it for the warrior types. The ones in robes you look over, they have each of the 4 of them has to be what amounts to a cleric pouch. It's a lot of like dried herbs, rudimentary things, not quite enough to make an herbalism kit, but a lot of things that they would probably press into wounds, a number of natural painkillers and pain relievers that they would administer to people. They seem to be healers, and many of them seem to be of kind of like the caretakers of what remains of this tribe. Each one is carrying a very nice kind of looking stick. Not like a staff, but literally like a walking stick. And their robes, or what is left of them now, are kind of like rudimentary, just like clothing that they would wear. You look and it's not so much to hide or cover their bodies, as there's not a lot of shame here. They're not like covering up bits and bobs, but it's more to like kind of address them as members of their community. And you can look and see that there's been, in your assumption or your summation, there has been a great effort made to ensure that these robes are cleaner and kind of well taken care of, before they are now spattered in blood and the like. But yeah, but it's kind of more like a ceremonial thing. From among them, you do find one of them in their pocket, of like the robe, like this little like inseam of the robe. You reach out and you pull and produce this small piece of jade. It's like a chunked stone of jade, that is still partially embedded in a rock.
Okay. I'll pocket that in the horn as well.
All right, go right ahead. For the rest of you, what do you want to be doing?
I want to take a look over the ritual site and make sure that all the energies they were channeling are properly fading away and dispersed.
You can roll either Arcana or Religion, and if you guys want to work together, one of you can roll at advantage. If not, then let me know. I will say, actually, JJ, you can't, because you're spending your time to kill these 10 people, which at worst takes a minute for you. Huh?
I'll assist with it then.
You'll assist? Okay.
But I'll give Vel the assistance.
Okay. Are you trained in Religion or Arcana?
Religion, yes.
Religion. So, Vel, if you'd like, you can make a Religion check or Arcana. Your choice.
Would my Arcana be at advantage then, or?
Unless it's matching skills. So you guys can each make one if you want.
That's the problem. We're dealing with opposite things here.
Yeah. Orville's like, I can see their faith, and you're like, yeah, there's magic bullshit going on. I don't know what you're talking about, kid. It's like,
let's just roll separately and get one on each.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Orville roll Religion, Vel roll Arcana. So we'll start with Vel. Let me know what you
15.
got for yours. 15. You look it over. This large kind of bolstering, boisterous fire, this pit, and you can see these blackened bones and skeletal remains of these creatures have kind of burned away and are slowly crackling and popping within this large, heavy-set bonfire. From your summation, there should be nothing fueling this fire anymore, just the logs and like the trees that they've kind of fed to it, but it doesn't seem to have any signs of stopping, and you do note the coloration of it is not truly natural fire. But something, whatever it might be, seems to still be lingering in this pyre. Let's see here. What do we get for Religion, Orville?
We got a 12.
A 12. You look it over and you hear, kind of like working with Vel, her arcane kind of expertise prevails in the day. Does note that this fire doesn't seem 100% on the level. As you look it over, you don't truly remember many days or lessons that you would discuss religion, especially about like tribal or more spiritualism. Most of your founding is about the Weavers, is about like more major religions, worship even of like demons and the like, what like small cults might be. Tribalistic magic does kind of get past your reach a bit. You look it over, you're not sure if what you've done here has truly disrupted whatever they were attempting, or if what is going to come will still come. It's hard to tell what manner of ritual this is at this point. But that's what you guys
Maybe a slightly silly question, because I think know the answer, but does anyone here know how to dispel magic?
Nope.
Not
Nope.
I.
Things that I'm preparing for in the future that I'm not quite ready for.
Buddy looks to you and goes, I do know how to dispel magic. You call a wizard.
Hi, how are you doing? Don't have it ready yet, though.
Oh. Well, sorry then. I was not helpful.
That's quite all right. This is still fueled and is... You know what? Let's see if I can get a little bit of a better understanding of it. I'm gonna, before we decide to destroy this, I'm going to cast ritual cast detect magic. No, it'll be conjuration. I'm not gonna learn anything else from that. Are there any parts of it that I think I could rub a pearl on that wouldn't burn me?
Ooh, that's a rough one, bud. Yeah, no.
Mage hand?
Yeah, I was. Then my next thing was going to be I'll cast Mage Hand and pull one of the
The bones out.
bones out and see if that does anything, and if it doesn't, I'll try and
Okay,
identify
that
the bone.
works. Yeah, sure, that works here. Let me see here. All right. There we go. So you reach through the crackling fire and you pull one of these like breaking, popping, blackened bones free from it. You kind of pull it. It sits on the ground, smoke pouring off of it. You kind of wave your hand a little bit over it, just to kind of cool it off and like let it cool naturally so it doesn't rapidly cool and shatter. And then you produce your pearl and very delicately begin to kind of roll the pearl up and down this bone you found as you ritual cast over the next 10 minutes. Anyone else want to be doing anything while that is happening? No? Fast forward to cooldown? Okay. You fast forward to cooldown. Vel, in keeping with tradition, as the 10 minutes pass, this kind of shadowy figure erupts and kind of peels from you and from your shadow itself before rising into this hulking mass of a man hunched over and burdened with weight and knowledge. These darkened, shadowy hands kind of touch to either side of your shoulder, and you hear, a bone. A bone of one most curious. I believe this was the femur of Galen Grasso, a tender young satyr, no older than 11, met a terrible end at the hand of lizard folk. Curious to be involved in a ritual, a component his body was used. It would seem a summoning has been taking place. Should it be finished in about a half an hour, give or take, spirit will arrive on these lands, seeking a champion. This has been a use of the identify spell. And then into black smoke and bleeds into your shadow once more. This very Grima worm-tongue individual.
Alright, we have 30 minutes before this summoning is complete. It brings forth a spirit that will seek a champion, likely a host of some sort, perhaps willing or unwilling. Could just need a dead body over there.
Well, should we destroy it? The fire?
Can I do an arcana on the potential dispatching of a ritual or a site like this without dispel magic?
Without dispel magic, you would need to know how to break an ongoing ritual that has already been cast. Effectively, and you kind of already discovered this with your 15 earlier, nothing seems to be perpetuating or fueling this fire at this point. The ritual has been cast, the spell made. There is no additional chance or motions that seem to be attributed to this kind of tribalistic magic. At this point, this beacon, for what it is a light into what you assume to be one of the spirit realms, and is attempting to call forth a spirit, likely a very vengeful, angry spirit of battle, that would have heralded their champion as a warrior to defend or fight against the Elder Oak. It's kind of the best you surmise, but without it, you're kind of looking at ways to break rituals, which in experience with, like Orville will tell you, with religion, some ghosts don't like salt, some ghosts love salt, some ghosts you gotta say makalaka hai, you gotta say the magic words. It just depends. This is you know for certain this is like a nature spirit, and likely one of heraldry among the lizard folk people. You're not sure if it's a full-blown elemental that's coming or if it's just a curse upon the land, a pox. You know, it could be anything. But you know that the fire's not natural at this point. Like if you threw a bunch of water on it, it's not burning, it's not kindling anything. It's literally has taken this offering of flesh, bone, and soul to continue to grow and finally complete this ritual.
Yeah.
Which, if you going back in time, Bartholomew telling you all the die had already been cast. Whatever they've done is coming. He just didn't know what it was. He couldn't figure it out from their mannerisms. And then you're now back in real time and not 2 weeks ago when we were talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want, I could attempt to ask. He hasn't been wanting to help because I haven't been helping him a ton. But I can maybe see what this is or see if we could do a little something something.
No harm in asking.
JJ will gently tap on the back of her head.
No.
Hopefully. Good afternoon, Mr. Vasler.
Yeah,
I hope that meal was adequate for the day.
it was a start.
Yeah, I know. These lizard people are trying to summon something. Don't know what. Perhaps is there a way that you could help us get rid of or end said summoning of whatever this is, or maybe tell us what it is and see if we could maybe bargain with it or something.
Okay. Yeah. Give you advice. Yeah. I could give you advice. Yeah. I could give you advice.
And he kind of like crawls to the top of your head and like plops their little demon face and stares with one of their broken horns and crooked horn and looks out and goes,
Oh, that's a bad one. Yeah. So you you have a summoning, a spiritual summoning. Someone was to become something very special indeed. The chosen of the lizard folk. I'll make you a deal and get rid of this problem, but it'll only count as one towards what you owe me.
Only counts as one.
Only counts as one. While it is a convergence of many different souls, it's technically one thing.
Okay, so you want to eat all of them.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, problem solved.
They're already dead.
They are already dead. I ate them.
They're already
Mm-hmm. Like spaghetti.
Well,
Or like a nice matzo ball soup. Have you ever had matzo ball soup?
I believe it is pretty good. Soup
In the-
is, soup
in the
is one
nine-
of the best.
In the 9 hells, almost every lawyer can make matzo ball soup. It's delightful.
That sounds nice. I thought y'all just ate people down there.
I'll eat everything.
That don't sound so bad anymore.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound bad at all. So, do we have a deal?
So the 46 then.
You'd go to, 46. That's a number. Yeah.
Right. They are already dead. It gets problem. You promise it'll be done.
I give you my word. Yeah, my word. I give you that.
Any objections before I tell them no, folks?
No objection from me.
I just look at Bucky.
Nope.
Bartholomew looks and goes, do I get a vote? Oh, I don't know. What are my benefits from other than just pay? Do I actually get a say in things or like?
So if this goes on, then we don't have to deal with it, whatever's coming out of that fire.
Right. I'm just gonna say that I don't get a say in things, and I'm just gonna go over here and no one smell near me, please. Thank you.
Go for it,
Yeah, I
Pat.
figured.
Yeah. Not my proudest moment.
I would go for it, bud. Enjoy your meal.
Vasler kind of like and climbs to the front, and you see like in the most like if for any of our old people here, myself, you see him climb to the top of JJ's head, kind of like rub his little claw hands together, and then do a full kind of frog jump off the top of her head, almost like Lupin the Third jumping out of his clothes to go get into bed with somebody. Like full swan dive in the air, lands in the fire, and you see this little tiny demon begin to stand in the fire and start smiling and slowly open their mouth, and you see their jaw kind of descend another couple centimeters, and you hear this large kind of and the fire begins to kind of move down and move down and move down and move down and begin to move through. And every couple of inches that the fire begins to descend, Vasler seems to grow a couple of centimeters and grow still and grow. And finally,
Yeah, that's the stuff.
you have this kind of like belch as smoke trails out from the front of Vasler's mouth. And you look and you can see Vasler is now about half a foot tall, has grown from just being very small, riding in the back of your neck, is now like a full, like about the size of a newborn kitten, maybe a little bit bigger than that. And kind of goes,
Well, yeah, that was good.
Do I
So-
need to carry you like a baby now?
Like a baby. I'm not a baby.
Well, what if we got one of those things where you strap you up and then you can just sit there?
A battle harness?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Let's do that. I want a battle harness.
Let's get a battle harness.
Battle harness, hell yeah.
just walking through, and Bartholomew goes, "Is he supposed to be that big? I feel like he was much."
He's a growing man, boy.
I've got a growth spurt. I'm good for my age. Yeah. Yeah, battle harness. Where's the battle harness?
We gotta buy it when we get in town.
Gotta buy it. That's crap. Perfectly good lizard guys right there.
This. I don't think we got time for that.
We got time for that. What's this bullshit?
JJ's gonna pick him up.
Ah!
Like scruff of his neck.
Put me down, you little shit! Ah, the fan!
He can't sit in your hair or your shoulder anymore. He's now too big. He's like 6-7 inches. Like he's like action figure sized almost. And is like,
Backpack or a pouch on your side?
Not riding the fucking backpack. I see what you put in there. I got an idea.
and he'll
Huge.
flop down and take a section of the side of your hair and just tie it like a belt around him and sits on your shoulder like the little kid from the Iron Giant and like holds on like it's a harness. And he's just like,
All right. Let's go, giant lady.
I got rope, but okay.
The hell do I need rope for?
It's fine.
Are we getting weird? How weird are we getting?
No.
What are we using the
No,
rope
we're-
for?
Fast.
We can get pretty weird.
Do you have a way of disguising yourself?
Yeah, I do. Check it out.
he moves and like covers his face and then comes back and has a piece of your hair over his face. He goes,
I'm El Vasiliero.
and he has just like this big fake mustache made out of JJ's discarded hair.
I'm sure every town is going to love someone walking around with a demon on their shoulder.
Oh, you know, everyone has demons. Yours is just me. If anyone
This
asks,
is walking.
I'm a gnome. Eh?
This is walking fodder for that goddamn bard on the static. 'Cause I got a demon on one shoulder, just waiting for the angel. Ain't gonna happen.
You're gonna wait a long time, kid. You're gonna wait a long time. Because I'm gonna kill that angel and eat it.
I don't think I could care anymore. I feel like a
That's where we're at, dead inside.
genocidal.
Yeah, we've
Feeling
reached the
like
good
I
land.
just committed a genocide here today.
A genocide? Oh, we're doing a genocide?
That's what it felt like.
If you want, I can find where the rest of their families are, and we can go fuck them up.
I mean, I think they told us where they were.
Oh, well, I mean, but we could really, like, I could burp one of them up. It'll lead us right to its family. We'll get that nice little, like, I don't know if you've ever seen this. So, way back in the day, we had this gag that we used to do. Hilarious. You let a spirit go away, and it has unfinished business because you killed it. And then it arrives at its loved one's house, and typically they can't see him, but if it's cold enough on a winter day, you can see their face pressed up against the glass. And then you suck them up and burn the house down and eat the kids. It's great. It's great. Great stuff. Good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, good
Grand
stuff.
winter occasion.
Yeah. It was funny. For years, they used to think I was like this goat demon thing. Hilarious. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, should we head back to Lem Colt, whatever the hell?
I like that guy. He's got a lot of stories. I've heard a lot of them.
I just want to take a look over these villages. Make sure there's nothing else out of sorts before we go.
Sure.
Mm.
You guys will just say, keep it simple, stupid. Morgan's already been like, I've been looting on the lizards all the live long day. She looks it over, teeth, fetish icons, things like that, like trophies and the like. A number of like small wooden tools, a lot of stuff that looks like it was very impromptu. Heavy set logs all throughout. As you kind of investigate the village, I'd make you roll for it, but Morgan's got what we call munchkin eyes. They just zoom and like, what kind of loot is over here? It's a lot of this. Morgan is a grand champion of Minesweeper. She finds all the stuff. So yeah, spending enough time, especially it took you 10 minutes to cast the ritual, Vasler stuff, all that. Morgan, you've looked through their compound. You don't find anything else from like the lizard folk. And a lot of like what's here is kind of like discarded scraps and the like. You do kind of look over the small kind of hovels that they were living in. You find like some kind of like medicinal mud that like they were likely sleeping on top of and like caking upon their bodies. There's like some fresh water in jugs that are just like clay pots that they've molded and kind of used to bring fresh water here and bathe, or rather like splash around in, just so they can cool off in the heat and maintain this far inland from the river. But among their possessions, you do find a strange looking piece of gold. At first you're like, oh, shiny, and you like pluck it out, and you note that it's a on a chain, and it is this gold filigree that has been flattened out and is in the shape of what appears to be a large oak tree.
Sorry. Okay, cool.
All right. Okay. And that's all there is here for the most part. Unless you guys want to steal like some like grass that they were laying on, or their mud piles. There's two impaled satyrs when you walk in. Could rifle through them.
Do you want them returned to the earth or something, Bucky? I
Yeah,
don't have
we
a chest to put them in to use them later, so I have to pass.
we should definitely bury them.
So yeah, using mold earth and the like, you guys take time. You unimpale the two satyrs with these very heavy-looking barbs that they've been thrown upon. Yes, Orville.
As Bucky casts Move Earth, can I scrounge around for any bugs that would have been in the soil?
Ooh, yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check, we'll say.
You got it. 13.
13. You kind of see the earth move, this kind of mud-caked land where all these lizard folk were kind of habitating here. And as it kind of turns and twists a bit, you look and and you slam your fist into the earth and retch forth, and you pull back a fistful of worms, like big, thick, freaking earthworms.
Can I eat a number of them and keep a couple, and maybe try and fish on the boat when we get back?
Sure. So we'll say like you pull back like 5. So you want to eat like 2 of them, then you have 3. You can put then you have 3 worms, 3 bait,
Yeah.
3 bait worms. All right. Anything else you guys want to do? You commit the satyrs to the ground, to the earth.
Bucky will say like a prayer to the elder oak for them.
All right. You hold your hands together. You guys have a few moments of silence. Bucky, what language you deliver the sermon in?
Elvin.
Elven, okay. So kind of Bartholomew and everyone else who can speak Elven, you understand and you can hear these kind of like ancient wood elvian manners of speaking. A lot of kind of like druidic practices that escape from Bucky's lips. He speaks about how all things must eventually become the soil and the nutrients through which new progress must be grown. The prayer of the elder oak and what kind of comes through is one of kind of reduce, reuse, recycle kind of stuff, where everything eventually becomes as it is born from the oak and it is taken from the oak is returned to the oak and proper, and that all things in time will become but soil for the great tree to continue to grow as it encapsulates all of the creatures in the world. In doing so, these 2 small mounds of earth are tilled, committed to memory, and then hardened so that no pests, vultures, things of that nature might assault them or disturb their commitment to the earth. But yeah, you guys complete the small, not ritual, but again, kind of ceremony for what it is. And you guys head back to the boat.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
You all arrive back to the boat. As you are walking forward up out of the brush, you hear you kind of hear like a small like whistling song, and you can see this long casted fishing rod off the side of the boat, and you can see Captain Colt Honeycutt fishing. But as the brush kind of moves forward, you guys move back into visual sight. Orville standing in the front. You hear a whistle sound, and a bolt lands at your feet, and you turn and kind of like, huh, and you look up and you see Captain Colt Honeycutt holding a hand crossbow, and looks at you and goes, "Well, dang, sorry about that, friend. No problem. Thought you might have been someone coming out of the bush trying to get me."
No worries. No harm, no foul.
Hey, no harm, no foul. Well, how'd it go with all that smoke? You find any people?
Fire's out.
All right. Well, hey, come aboard. We'll talk about it.
I head up on board.
All right.
I'll surrender the lead and then follow Bell.
Everyone arrives back on board. The captain puts their like reels in his fishing rod, sets it back into like a, kind of like where he like had stuck it on the side of this boat, climbs off the barge and begins to kind of like muscle and push. And you see, he slides the barge free of the of the riverbank, kind of climbs back on in a hurry, runs back, twists the wheel all the way around and begins to angle out back onto the river. He goes, "Well, do suppose if that's all there is to this area, we want to move on, make for Fort Osen." All right.
Yes.
Should be arriving there tail end of nightfall or so. Yeah. So why don't you just sit for a spell? We'll get her done.
Along the ride, JJ is gonna do a song of rest
Okay.
for everybody. Just a little doodling.
Sure. So you guys can take an hour-long short rest. You bandage your wounds. You put things together. You hem or mend your various outfits, your clothing, your armor, bits of your weaponry, resharpen, making sure that you have, a full count of your ammunition or arrows or bolts, whatever it might be. Make sure the old magic still works if you have arcane recovery or the like, and prepare that. And yeah, go ahead and roll your hit dice. Go ahead and roll Song of Rest, JJ, so everyone knows what their bonus is if they spend hit dice.
It's 5.
5, okay. So everyone, you'll heal 5 extra hit points provided you spend at least 1 hit dice. Buddy immediately is just like, "Wow, I feel great. I feel better than I have in so many years. Thank you, Miss Lightning.
Of course, bud.
Thank you. You hear like a cackling on your shoulder. Yeah, that's good stuff. Do you sing like that a lot? I've heard you sing a lot.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. That's cool. I like singing. Singing is cool. Very cool. It's cool to have a hobby, you know?
Yeah, I've got other hobbies too.
Yeah.
But, this will work.
Do you always sing?
No, I kind of sketch and write stuff down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, writing's cool too. Like, that's cool. But, like, have you ever thought maybe, and I'm just throwing this, I mean, I'm just, the guy on your shoulder, maybe taking up the fiddle?
Oh, I got this mandolin thing.
Yeah. Mandolins are cool. Yeah. But, like, a fiddle, though.
I mean, I could if I could afford one.
Right. You use money to buy things. Right. Okay.
Mhm,
Put a pin in
mhm.
that. We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah, we'll see. You know what? Let's see what Osen has, and if we got it.
Yeah. Let's see what's an osin.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, like, that's a question. Like, what is osin?
Oh, it's just the next stop on the road.
Oh, word. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, of course. Next stop. Okay, cool. We fighting people there?
No,
All right.
not there.
Okay.
Possibly in a couple days.
Couple days.
Yep.
Days. Okay, couple days. Okay, got to make that snack last. Okay, yep.
Yep.
Loud and clear, big lady. Loud and clear. All right. I'll be here if you need me. I feel like I've got a lot of energy right now, so I don't want to be annoying. I've been sleeping a lot and really took it out of me, when I saved your friend's life, if you remember that, when I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot, so you're welcome.
Yeah, he died again, so,
Wow, really? Oh, wait, I was there for that. Yeah, no, I remember
You
that.
were there.
Yeah.
You were there.
Why didn't we eat him?
He was already dead.
That's true, but, like, we could have just... Sometimes you poke them a few times. They gasp, and that's all you need.
Oh, I think he was, like, dead.
Oh, he's like
I think.
dead.
Yeah.
Bummer,
We
bummer.
stabbed the other guy, I think.
He was a very spiritually strong individual, I feel like.
Do those taste better?
Sometimes. The bigger thing is it's more like more fortifying. It's like if you eat somebody who's like a really big sinner and you kind of expect it, it's kind of like it's like frying up a big juicy piece of cow and then you don't drain the fat out of the pan, like it's not really good for you, but you're gonna love it. People who are like spiritually strong, it's more like, I don't know how to describe it. It's something special for sure. Something special. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I don't think I'll ever experience that, but I appreciate it.
I mean, yeah, no, yeah. Anyway, I'll be here if you need me. Just on your shoulder, watching.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Let
talk.
me know if you need a swaddle. It'll start getting chilly.
Oh, I run hot. So that's cool. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, nothing but time on our hands. It's just a lot of like trying to make small talk because he's just been like asleep for the most part. Now he's like very much awake and like excited. For the rest of you guys roll your short rest. Everyone good? Okay. That's what we call stalling for time in the business. So players can do math. Yeah, you guys ride back on the barge. Captain Colt Honeycutt kind of looks over to everyone and goes, now, I don't want to be prying about nothing here, but you guys, hey, little fella, did you just steal my goddamn fishing line? You maybe want to ask me permission to take another. Oh, you just put your hands in my rod. You just put both big old thick green hands all over my rod, and you're just working the shaft, ain't you, bud? You didn't even bother to ask me. It's rude.
Well, I got these worms here. I'm pulling out of.
Oh, you just happen to have bait, so that makes it okay to steal people's property. You're right. Okay, apologies, Mr. Sir. I didn't realize I had the honor of being in front of the king of all goblins. My bad. Your Majesty, would you please allow me to let you use my fishing line?
Captain, would you like to join me in some fishing off the back of the boat?
I would, but I'm real busy, steering the whole barge so you can get where you're going.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I use your fishing rod?
No, I don't. Thank you for asking. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you,
It's
sir.
just like gets right back to it. But yeah, you see Captain Colt kind of look around after like noticing Orville fishing. Looks there and goes, "So what was all that business up with the smoke? Any good stories out of it?" I got all kinds of stories with smokes in them.
Just some remnants of a hostile group that needed to be dealt with.
Oh, I know all about hostile groups and remnants thereof. Terrible, terrible shit you going through. Oh, yeah, yeah. Get any good loot out of it? Anything you want to maybe trade? I mean, I collect stuff mostly, but then whenever I reach like port, I usually trade with the merchants or anything. Maybe give you some quick cash. Find anything cool?
Bucky's gonna show him the claw prosthetic.
Oh shit! Get out of town! Look at that. What's that little doohickey do?
Well, it almost chopped JJ's arm off.
Wow, one of her arms?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty good. Tell you what, Buck, you want to sell that there arm chopping device off?
What are you gonna offer me?
I mean, looks like it's made out of crab. Looks like it's covered in blood. Looks like it's well used. If we were back in Orin, I'd probably ask to like call one of my buddies, come check it out, just make sure I can give you a fair price on it. But being the condition is what it is, and it's I don't rightly know what it does other than apparently chop off arms. How about we'll say like 3 gold pieces.
I think I'll hang on to it.
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. Okay. 4 gold pieces. Now that's a dinner and a room at an inn. We're talking big coin right there.
Big coin, huh?
Big coin, 4 gold pieces. I mean, I was gonna go with you, fight alongside you, swing my sword, shoot my hand crossbow. 10 gold pieces, all I was asking. I think 4 gold pieces is a steal for that item.
How about next time you don't charge and we take you with us?
In exchange for this crab claw thing?
Uh-huh.
Why are you trading for something we don't want?
Well,
Well,
wait, you don't
yourself.
if you don't want this crab claw, I mean, I could do worse. I'll tell you what, go ahead and give me a persuasion check as he thinks it over. If you were actually trying to trade for this.
I'm literally going to tell you that we're not taking him, and then you're going to have given someone away something for nothing.
Hey, she's not your mom.
I mean, he might come in handy sometime.
All it takes is 3 of you banding together and be like, skedaddle, Cap. Majority rules. No, I'm kidding. You can do whatever you want. I don't know what good politics are.
That's not wrong.
Or, if you listen to Vasler, she's never in charge of it.
Bella's already expressed she has very little interest in bringing this new Colt Honeycutt anywhere.
Well, Colt classic, first off.
He's got a shield, so...
He does have a shield.
That's nice. You have an AC of 19 and refuse to get near things with a like +5 to hit.
Okay. I'm sensing
You
some
want to
tension.
complain about that?
So what do you what do you get for your persuasion?
I got a 21.
21. He goes, "You seem like an alright guy." Alright. Yeah, sure. Next little scrap you get in, I'll come help you out. Give me that there crab claw thing.
Yep.
He
Deal.
takes it, shakes your hand, and like big heavy shake hand. Goes, all right. Next time you guys hit landfall, probably Fort Orson or whatever, I'll be there right there with you, front of the line, ready to defend your freedoms.
Kind of
Excellent.
glower at Bucky.
Oh man,
Like he glowers back.
he
She's
you
gonna
see
shake
Captain
her head.
Honeycutt leans into Bucky and goes, brother, I don't want to insinuate nothing there, but she's giving you the look.
That's all right.
He like elbows you. He's like, she's giving it a look. It's hard to get a lady to look that intensely at you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, she tried to sacrifice me earlier. It's okay.
Oh, damn, you guys are into some weird shit. All right, fair enough. He goes back and gets behind the wheel. It's just like, man, that's real weird. Hold on, she's trying to sacrifice you, and he walks away. But yeah, time passes for the most part. Anything you guys want to be doing after short rest and the like? Fishing. Okay. Orville, go ahead and give me just a straight up D20 roll. Not even gonna worry about a skill because I don't think you're proficient in fishing. You said 13?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You sit fishing. A couple minutes pass. Everyone's getting their short rest in. All like you feel a bite. You start kind of reeling back. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check to hook the fish.
14.
14. You feel a tug, a lock. You got something. Now I just need you to make me an athletics check to reel this fish in
Oh boy.
and not lose the rod in the water.
It's a 14.
14. You retch back. You start feeding it. Retch back again. Start feeding it, and eventually you pull back. And you pull out a pretty sizable fish. Go ahead and roll me a d12.
Ooh, Captain, I got one. Captain.
Oh shit.
6.
6. You pull out this. I mean, it's about an 8-inch long river trout that you pull right from it. This like very like kind of like beautifully kind of tropical looking fish. He goes, well, hell, that's good eating right there, friend. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. That's just a joke, buddy. I was just riding your ass.
Is anybody gonna want to eat this?
I'll eat it. You hear JJ's shoulder? I'll eat it. I'll eat the hell out of that fish. I'll eat the whole thing.
Does it count as a soul? It's a living thing.
Do fish really have souls? I mean, are we going to get into this debate?
We said ants had souls, so
Okay,
yes, fish
that
have
was a
souls.
fast one, and I was much stupider then. Okay, I've all right, yeah, I'll eat the freaking fish. I'll count it. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're worse than my lawyer. You're worse than my lawyer. I want you to know that. I want you to live with that information.
We made the same deal.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Fish and ants. A fat diet of fish and ants. You're lucky I like you, kid. You're lucky I like you.
I'll hand it directly to Vasler.
You throw it to Vasler and this big honking fish. JJ, making me a dexterity saving throw. Actually, just roll a d20. It's not for you. Straight up d20 roll.
It's an 8.
8. You watch, fish gets thrown, flops through the air as fish are wont to do. Vasler holds out both hands, and you hear, "Pah!" And you see Vasler just get taken out by this big heavy fish. As for the second time this campaign, we throw a very large thing at a very small person. And he kind of swings down on his harness, and you hear him, ah, ah, ah,
He hit me with a fish.
ah, ah. And you feel this little 8-pound ball of weight like rip at your hair. He goes, ah,
Right in the face. Why would you throw a fish?
You said you'd eat it.
I
Mostly
would bring
about-
it to me. What is wrong with you?
who throws a fish? And as you guys are looking, like the fish flops and then gets off the boat and swims away. He's like, ah, hell. He starts climbing back up and walking it's this big epic he's the Tomb Raider climbing back up to JJ's shoulder, then sits back on JJ's shoulder, toes out, and is like,
All right. Thanks for the thought, guy. Green man. Hey, what's your name?
You can call me Big Ore.
Big Ore? Bigger what? You get that? It's a good joke.
That was good.
It's a hell of a joke. Goes back to the captain.
JJ is going to position. It's just probably a decently small boat, but she's going to position herself as away from people as she can. But she will turn Vasler so that he can look back or to whoever, so he can interact with other people if he wishes.
Just so JJ does like the I'm gonna be a wallflower, but like Vasler, you don't have to go home yet. Like your DD's leaving, but like you're not real. We don't have to leave yet. You know. No, he'll chill with you and just sit and like kick his feet out and like look at the water and smile.
Great.
Big toothy grin. And then for the rest of you, anything you guys want to do while you're watching the tide go by?
I'm gonna resummon Chonkini.
You spend the 10 gold worth of herbs and incense and the like. You do the ritual. You pull out the small cat treat bell. You ring it. Ding, 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 ding. And you hear. And in a flash of pixie dust and fairy light, you see this very rotund cat plop onto the deck of the ship once more and look to you and go. Wow, wow. 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 And it sits there and it will make this noise at you for upwards of 5 minutes until it gets really bored and then walks away because it doesn't understand that you can't hear it. I want you to get that authentic cat experience, which is to say, my cats are the devil and I have 2 of them. If you're in Florida and you want 10-year-old cats, your boy. In fact, I have a drawing tablet. We'll give you the drawing tablet and the cats. Deal of the century. You just take them. So yeah, that's where that's at. Anything else you guys want to do as the short rest is completed? You guys are pretty much just traveling down the river. You have about a little inside of about half a day's journey until you're assumed to reach Fort Osen. Captain Colt Honeycutt informs you all that you guys should arrive before midnight this evening. If you guys want to press on to the fort, he informs you that in his experience, the fort typically is open at all hours of the night, except in visitors. But he does warn you, you might not be allowed full entry and access to the fort until morning and paperwork and the like. They're pretty guarded. But yeah, anything you guys want to do while traveling, let me know. No?
Oh.
All right. So, time passes. Day begins to bleed into night. The night is cold. You feel the wind of a tropical breeze continue to blow over kind of much of the area. Well, you manage to, your arm eventually does return back to just the spherical orb as the time limit runs out after the short rest and the like. You take to polishing the muck and the grime and the dirt off of Burn's skull, making sure that it is acceptable, and you re-clip the small hoop you've made on it back onto your belt, just to ensure that your Pokemon champion is available in case you need to defeat the Elite Four later. It's, you never know. You meet eyes with somebody, that's a battle. That's a necromancer battle. You just haven't met any other necromancers. But if you find a necromancer master, that's the journey. If your undead beats their undead, you then steal all their money. I think that's how it works. I'm not 100% sure. It's more of like,
it's not all, it's a portion. You get
Yeah.
whatever's in their pockets effectively, you know.
yeah, it's an Aurelian thing. I've never been there. It's just the weird thing that elves do. I don't get it personally. They collect multicolored badges. Super weird. Anyway, so yeah, you guys allow time to pass. You guys managed to kind of go through and kind of just wait it out. Throughout the rest of the travel, there are no real issues further along the road from your DM pre-rolling. And you manage to eventually come into sight of this beautiful pearlescent tower that seems to be massive in its construction and born from the earth itself, kind of towering up with heavy set vines entrenching upon it and kind of reaching through. You look and you can see there's a dry dock that has been formed out of natural growth of trees. These trees have kind of all tilted down into the side itself and have been intermittently woven with not so much rope, but these very heavy, almost jungle-like vines that have now stood the test of time for quite a while and created this natural dock. As you look, you can see the small glimmer of ethereal light hanging heavy in a lantern. And as your barge kind of pulls into port, you can see this kind of rather well-dressed and tall armored individual, more clad in like not so much armor, but like a very like tasteful kind of like leather pelt that has been kind of like bleached and tanned, and they are wearing like a very heavy set cloak. On the back of the cloak you can see the kind of white design of the tower, noting them as an official of Fort Osen. You hear calling out to you in Elvish first, kind of calling to you and going, "You there, for what have you come to the Fort of the Fallen Sun?"
I respond in Elvish. To rest and meet with a contact.
Meet with a contact to rest. Who is your contact?
Agatha.
Agatha, yeah.
Agatha. How curious. Who might you be? I need not your names, but who are you?
We are the Seekers of Galanti.
The Seekers of Galanti. There's like a moment of like verification, thinking, reviewing, going, Weaver's chosen then.
Yes.
Have you sworn fealty to a government or people?
Do weavers normally do that?
So fun fact, you've been offered this actually already. While the triumvirate, the three individuals in Deerwood, are neutral as neutral can get, and they kind of take jobs from everywhere. You remember way up in the mountains, you got an offer to work for a noble family that was sworn to Gundashil, like to literally be a member of kind of a chosen of a city, of a people, of a noble house of those people. It's kind of one of those things like you are getting to the part now where you are so far removed from what is normal society by you that many people don't see Deerwood chosen this far out. And so they just assume like, hey, are you sworn to humans? Are you sworn to elves? Are you sworn to satyrs? Are there any funny business? Like, because there aren't just chosen that are possessed of your ability, your power, your blessings of the gods that work in Deerwood. It is very much like I hate to attribute it to this because I hate the person who wrote it. It's like a certain wizarding school. There are other wizarding schools, but there's like one that everyone, like, you want to go to that one, right? But yeah, if that existed in a form of media where I didn't hate the person who wrote it, I would use that name. But I think you know what I'm talking about.
No.
Very good then. I cannot permit you within the grounds of the fort proper, the tower itself, but there are a small bit of shanties that you might be able to stay in. Go and you may dock your boat here, disembark, and head around for the western end. You'll find the shanties there. You may stay until sunlight. Once sunlight has warmed the light of the top of the tower, you'll be permitted to speak to a member of the guard who will be able to introduce you to your contact and, well, get you to where you need to go.
Much appreciated.
Of course. And kind of looks over the grouping of you and goes and kind of gives like a soft nod. you see as everyone begins to disembark, you grab your things. The barge kind of pulls up to the dockside. Everyone starts getting out. Captain Colt Honeycutt's the last one to get off, holding like effectively like a big, long kind of like military bag over his shoulder, and kind of looks to the elf and kind of reaches for his hand. He goes, "Thanks, friend." He goes, "Of course." And as they like touch hands, you see the elf kind of like retract a little bit and recoil, and you look and Colt is holding a silver coin betwixt his fingers, and the elf seems like rather curious about what's happening. He goes, "Just make sure you take extra special care of her, okay?" "Thanks, bud." He like slips him the silver and like slaps him on the shoulder, and then kind of walks and catches up with the rest of you. You guys easily enough find the small area. There are a number of impromptu, naturally made buildings that seem to be not so much crafted or cobbled or anything of that sort, not conjured in that regard. But you do look and you can see that there are a number of these buildings that have almost been formed naturally, but impossibly so. Looking it over, there is a lot of like kind of force and twist to it. They are fundamentally buildings. They have wood walls, they're everything that, but it's all made out of vines and logs and trees that have just opted to grow together. You definitely sense the presence of like druidic magic at play here that has helped alter it. Velthil, you feel right at home. Like this is like, disturbing the natural order of things so that we can have a benefit. Yes, of course. Like this is, we're almost in Aurelia. So yeah, you find there are a number of small shanty homes, roof, like small kind of like hanging vine door. You note another individual in this kind of like this like bleached hide, wearing a large cape, has a small kind of leather cap on, and turns to look at you. You note this individual to be strangely prominent, big, heavy kind of tusks, and looks to you and goes, "Are you there? Looking to bed down, I take it, huh?" And you see for the first time, I think this whole adventure, an orcish individual. With again very prominent tusks. Wearing
we had one drive us around.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's right, correct. Yeah, female. You're good. Yeah, from the towns. Yeah, you're right. Colt's love interest. The feels.
Yeah, we met the warden too.
Oh, that's true. The warden is good too. No male orcs in my campaign so far. It's first male orc. But he looks to you all and goes, "You guys need a place to rest."
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. And he kind of looks over. He goes, "Well, y'all can, you can take up all the way down there on the left. Might you, find yourselves at a very comfortable place. You won't be disturbed none so long as you don't cause no trouble. But I do ask a small favor. I'm working until morning, and as such, you're in my care. I would ask that you don't put any noisy spells, alarms of the nature, or like up in the event that some of the wildlife might disturb them and thus disturb other people who are using this as a place to rest. The grounds of Fort Ocean are entirely neutral to the plight of the North and the South. We maintain that with true reverence. If you cause any problem here, you will make yourself not only an enemy of those you disturb, but also enemies of all of us here at Fort Ocean. Is that understood?"
Understood.
Good.
Understood, sir.
Good to hear. Might you need any blankets, pillows, anything of that nature?
I think I'll be okay.
Water, a latrine?
The tree would be nice. Could you point me in the direction of
He-
that?
He immediately like goes, "You look like you had to pee." He points far off and he goes, "Just up past that large tree there, right on the right, you'll find a couple outhouses. We don't got no toilet paper though, so you're gonna have to figure that out for yourself."
There's a tree. It's got leaves.
I wouldn't use them if I were you.
Why not?
Trees round. It's your first time here, ain't it?
Oh, indeed, sir.
This far east, something new to you?
Quite so.
I tell you, as truth as I had to learn it myself. And he kind of moves and shows, like, pulls back the opening of his armor. You see this, like, really nasty looking scar. And he goes, trees round here have a way of remembering who did what to them. Might want to maybe take an extra shirt you don't want no more if you got to go too.
I think I understand you well and clear.
I'll be good. If you need anything or any questions answered, I'm here for you this evening. I'll look over your pieces. You all take care, and we'll see you in the morning, okay?
Thank you much, sir. What was your name, by the way?
I do have his name. Hold on. I always forget. I'm not used to people asking for names. Let's see here. Fort Osen, the Orc Guard. It is nighttime. So who would be on? Oh yeah. He goes, my name is Thomas Thornbrush.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Thornbrush.
Pleasure to meet you too, sir. And he
Mr.
reaches his hand.
Judd, please.
Mr. Judd. Very well met, Mr. Judd. You can be sure no one will bother you while you're here, okay?
All right. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
You have a wonderful and relaxed night.
You as well. You guys head off. You find your little shanty. You pushing past the vines. It's what it is. It looks like a large bed of vines has made up much of the floor and interweaved itself. So it's kind of like a grass knot carpet that kind of runs the whole length of the room, but it's all natural material that's not been carved, cut, or broken. The walls, as I've said, are kind of domed up in a way that spiral to rather handedly encase the area, and just ensure that everything is kind of like together and taken well enough away. But you guys do find a place to bed down to get a long rest, and you have been informed that come the morning, you will be allowed entry and access to the fort proper. To kind of go from there. Is there anything you guys want to do before we call it an evening?
JJ's gonna send to Fee, but I'm trying to figure out her message.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want, you can figure. Do you want to figure her message out now, or do you want to?
I'll do it off. That's fine.
Okay, either way. So yeah, we'll call it there then. So, hey y'all, let's find somebody to raid as always. For everyone who stuck with us, we do appreciate it. A little bit of a fun combat, met by a little bit of figuring stuff out and learning things as we move on. Let's go ahead and find somebody. There's a witch game. There's somebody drawing. There is a dice guy, VTubers. We're not doing VTubers. Let's raid another D&D channel. Try to steal their shoes. We're learning more and more and more that people on Twitch don't have shoes. So whenever we raid them, I usually say it's a goblin raid. If you're a subscriber to the channel, try to use that goblin emote that we use for Velinar. Yeah, but every time we go, we never manage to actually find anybody whose shoes we can steal, which is a darn shame. So hit them up, yell at them, tell them we need these things, and we'll go from there. But yeah, we'll raid Ink and Ire. They're cool people. We've won stuff from them before. They're sponsored by like all the D&D companies or whatever. So we'll do that. So, oh god, we raid first. There you go. Boop. So yeah, so for everyone who stuck with us, we do appreciate it. We'll be back next Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Same Twitch place, same Twitch town, same Twitch time. We'll look forward to hanging out with everybody. Yeah, I'll be back online. Myself, Vel, and typically Penguin will all be online Thursday to play some co-op something rather. Probably Dead by Daylight since the Resident Evil one's coming out, but who knows? But yeah, we'll see you when we see you. See you in the Discord if you want to join that. As always, we love your faces. See you next week. Peace out.